Welcome. This is the first episode of Pickup Series 3. It is an interesting new series. We definitely have a lot more episodes planned for it. But for these first few before Gen Con, probably after Gen Con, they are going to be very um, simple, I guess is the best way to describe it, but at the same time nuanced. So, time has passed. Last time we hung out with Dark Skies 2078, it was January 29th. We've moved on since then. It is now February 15th.
My
And,
birthday.
well, that was yesterday. Um, so, it was actually a point of interest for the Run the Block game, too, which was fun. Uh, but the crew has been assembled by Regina Jones, a fixer in Watson who is most known, especially in our Dark Skies story, as a collector of cyberpsychos. She is interested in trying to find a cure for cyberpsychosis. She has a network, or sorry, she had a network of individuals who would assist her in kind of detaining cyberpsychos prior to SWAT, etc. In last series, when the N54 boys were doing their thing, they brought back a cyber psycho who caused Regina Jones' apartment in Yaiba Tower to malfunction. She's been down for a couple of weeks, and in her reestablished state, she is a bit more protective of her location, due in part to the events that happened to her office. She's contacted each of you individually. Alex, you are contacted under your kind of street phone and identification. The same, you've done a couple of gigs where you were not trying to pose or like put forward your undersecretariness for the mayor's
Mhm.
office, and that's the status that you're being kind of assembled here. I don't think anybody, with the exception of Thorn, has met Alex in her professional
Yes, I
um,
have.
oh, you were there too, weren't you, Vix?
Yeah.
Okay, so then yeah, Thorn and Vix know who Alex is, um, so they'll have their own questions. Fair to say, Rocco will be kept out of the loop for once. Doesn't have to think about the meta narrative, just the job. But Regina Jones will basically have you all kind of meet at a specific location after exchanging information between a lot of you to give you contacts with one another. In the larger big map, she would note the following. Very basically, just kind of addresses this to you. You are looking for an individual named Roger Kynard. And that is the wrong file. Hold on.
I know that name.
You do know that name. Not with this character, but yes.
Oh,
Um, the individual Roger Kynard was an employee for um, one corporation and then moved to another due to a bit of thievery, I guess is the best way to describe it. Um, he is, according to his data file, responsible for the theft of information regarding a top secret or kind of secretive program. Thank you. Secretive program that was implemented by Raven Microcybernetics and Kang Tao, a joint corporative process that allowed each to kind of implement their tools and functions into the creation of a largely profitable article known as the Silent Octopus. The Silent Octopus is not a lot of information is on it that you have available to you. The information that you do have is that it is some sort of full body conversion that is a highly stealth unit utilized in urban situations for spying, espionage, assassination, typical corporate shit. Um, Kynard is being sought out by Kang Tao, and the individual who is leading the team, according to Regina, is an agent known as Lux Lee. may not be important to you. Mentioning her will be important to run the block. But yeah, she is from what you can tell, a very professional individual who is very skillful in her processes and her security knowledge. Kynard has been last spotted at 3 locations in the last 3 hours or 3 days. 3 hours. Boys moving. No, 3 days. One specific location is relatively close to probably whereabouts you would meet if you're meeting in kind of the market area, which is a normal meetup point for Watson. That would be up this way. But if you wanted to meet somewhere else, you could. You don't have to technically start there. But the location there is an apartment building that is just around the roundabout. And it is believed that he was staying with someone at that apartment building. He was last seen, the last place he was seen, so that would have been one of the 2 prior spottings. He was last seen at a residential building on Ellison. Ellison is a street that goes kind of beneath a lot of the buildings and structures. It technically runs underneath Mega Building H10, and that location is here. I don't know if you're pinged to the right spot, but I'll snap ping you here in a second. I will try to snap ping you here in a second. I will succeed. So that there is the residential building on Ellison. Technically, it is on Ellison. What I mean by that is the you'll see it when we get there, but the road goes underneath the building. Yeah. Then the other location, maybe the middle, maybe the first, but again, not much is contemporaneously known about the sightings, other than the last one was Ellison. The housing block on Columbus Street. It is believed that there's heavy gang activity over in that area, Kang Tao, but also scabs, from your kind of just not general knowledge. And again, if he was seen after going there, then that's good, because it means that he wasn't kind of collected by scabs or kind of interfered with in any other way. But yeah, with that being said, you are trying to find him. That is your goal. And with that, I'm just going to go ahead and take a second to eat some chicken nuggets and give you a few moments to plot and plan.
I think Thorn would be very friendly and excited to Vix and Alex again after our wonderful time at the bar that Arasaka definitely didn't crash. But beyond that, I think it probably makes sense to go to the building he was most recently seen at.
Well, I don't think I was
Discovery.
at the bar. I was at the one where the Maori guy.
Oh shit!
Oh,
Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry.
It was Cersei. It was Cersei that went to the bar.
right.
I get you
Okay.
box mixed up.
Oh, that's real
Well,
cute.
Alex then.
Yeah.
I know Alex, not Thorn.
Okay.
Point of
So
order. Sorry, Jesus. Just to cut you off. Point of order, though. Rocco and Vix, if you haven't hung out with Thorn before, roll a d10.
Ooh.
Damn.
Let me know. You both got really high. Okay, so you're not really into rock music, I guess.
Damn.
You need to roll a 7
Hurtful.
or less to
Hurtful.
know who he is, but neither of you have any reference or frame of reference as to who Thorn is. Shapakli, go ahead. Sorry to cut you off.
should Rocco roll to see if he's seen me like on
I think
like local television?
Rocco would be fair to do. I don't think Vix gives a fuck about the news. Is that fair to say?
Well,
Magpie?
Vix,
Okay.
I've already met Vix and
Yeah.
Thorn anyway.
But she may
And
not.
I also do not give a shit about the news.
Is
You're
she-
just some rich corpo lady that
Yeah, again, exactly
I
that.
work with.
That's what I want to make sure. She doesn't know who you work for. She just knows you're a sooty Tootie,
Yeah.
wear sexy booties. Rocco, go ahead and roll a
Terrible
d10.
song.
And you have a rank of 5 in.
5.
So 5 will be sufficient. When you do meet up, you would recognize Alex from the TV as being like some sort of politician, somebody who's kind of in the mayoral government.
Damn, this really ain't my crowd.
I love how I literally have no idea who anyone but Rocco is. I'm like, hey, Rocco! Hey, guys, I guess.
Hey, Vix. Oh,
Vix,
are
it's
we?
good to
Where are
see
we
you.
meeting? Are we meeting here at this bar?
Wherever you want.
I mean, it's kind of close to the
I wouldn't.
target location.
I wouldn't suggest the Oho Bar.
Is that too crazy?
Yeah, I wouldn't suggest there.
Or we could meet at Lizzie's.
Lizzie's is good. The Ho-Oh Bar is kind of a.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of bad. It's got a lot of bad going on.
I need
A
to
lot of
see
bad?
what Thorn looks like.
Content warning, real quick, but again, from the Cyberpunk 2077 game, this will deal with trafficking, SA, and the like. Tiger Claws have an operation there where they will collect individuals, working girls mainly, put them through heavy amounts of trauma and
Fucking
other
scum!
stuff, and collect that with brain dances. They're horrible fucks. And then there's a mission where V goes in there and murders them all. So it's mostly dealt with, but I think it would still have a bad rep.
Cool. Gotcha. So is
Tiger
this
Claws is
Lizzie's?
the one I hate, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
All right. So I would be okay with meeting at Lizzie's. What time of day is it?
It would be kind of mid-afternoon.
Okay. So, hey, Thorn. Glad you're not dead.
Same, I guess. I mean, we met up here after the
Oh, that's
bar
right.
incident,
That was
but
such
it's.
a crazy night. I can't even remember.
I mean,
I can barely remember it, actually.
that was me neither, but probably for different reasons. It was a much crazier night after I left here, but it's good to see that you haven't also died.
Yeah. You know Vix?
No.
Uh,
Thorn's gonna kind of
yeah.
like pause for a moment to wait for the recognition to come and go. Oh, okay, yeah.
What do you do, Blondie?
Diamond Gonk. Band.
Is that like a new. Oh, okay. I like your jacket.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people around this area, but apparently not you. But other people. It's probably why
That's a
Gina
shame.
called me. I mean, we'll know each other after this. If you want to go to a show sometime, now you know. You look like you could handle yourself
For
when
free, though, right?
it gets a little crazy. That's. We'll see how this goes.
Have you ever been on the radio?
Yeah, probably. Do you know self-storage slaughterhouse? No. God knows. God rolled 2 6s.
I don't have a good I don't have a good head for names, but I might have heard you. Yes.
It's okay. You'll probably end up being backing vocals on some tracks today. It's fine.
Okay.
Sweet.
So,
Vix, it seems you know Rocco. Or, I have never met Rocco before. Can you introduce us?
Oh yeah, this is Rocco. He's pretty cool. Wait, Rocco's the one with the big thing, the tank thing.
Rocco is the tech.
Rocco's the tech. He fixes things.
Yes. I operate out of Watson. Old Moe's, if you've ever heard of it. That is where I am. At the moment, at least.
Hey Rocco, you seen the Tin Can Man lately?
Say again?
You seen the Tin Can Man lately?
No,
Big guy, Siege.
no, I have not.
Oh, oh well.
You know, somebody asked me to write some songs about somebody named Siege. They weren't very flattering, but I guess that's not what we're here for.
Well,
I don't
I
know
don't
if
know, I
there
haven't
needs
seen
to
him in a
be
while.
any bluffing because Rocco has certainly seen Siege recently. But I, he doesn't usually tell who his clientele are.
I don't think she really actually
Okay.
cares either way. She just hasn't seen him in a while.
Okay.
And real quick,
Yeah.
I posted Rocco up
Determined
there
to
for
take him.
you,
Mhm,
Spotlight.
mhm,
And then
mhm.
vice versa, I'll go ahead and because Rocco, you've never hung with Thorn either? Okay, so then let's just do a quick bit of introduction. We'll start with Josh. Go ahead with Rocco since we already got you posted on there.
Yeah, so Rocco is a tech located in Watson. He has a shop and lives in a behemoth that he recently fixed up. Um, Looking to do big things, but ultimately doesn't have enough to do those big things yet. So he's working his way through Night City. Um, he has minimal tech himself within him, but ultimately is here to repair and upgrade and create whatever your heart's desire is. Uh, got a heavy Russian accent, not good with names. That's about it.
And then Spotlight, go with Alex.
Yeah, so Alex is uh, a young woman of kind of average height and build, kind of slight. Um, she has she's dressed probably clothes that are a little bit too clean and too neat to really be like a like a legit, hard-boiled edge runner and street punk. Um, but kind of just shy of being like, an exec, suit or outfit or whatever. Um, and she does not appear to have a whole lot of visible cyberware. You can tell she's got something like in her eyes, like communication, like a communication suite or whatever. You can, that's easily clockable. And if you recognize her, you may recognize her as someone that works in the mayor's office.
And then Thorn, go ahead.
Thorn is the lead singer and guitarist of Diamond Gonk, which is somewhat notable for being a band and people that have been surviving and playing for almost a decade at this point. Very burly, very brash, very loud. You will find out later when he begins to play his guitar that it is also a shotgun. So every
Ooh.
combat is basically a sweet new track.
Indeed.
Love that.
And then because not everybody knows Vix because Tom didn't play with her, I don't think. Vix, go ahead real quick.
Okay, so Vix is a member of the Mock. Cyberleg. She's got monowire, thick fucking bike, sweet bike. Like loves that thing. She's a little rough around the edges, but decent to have in a fight. So
All right.
she'll be all right.
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely pretty freaking awesome when it comes to the mocks. I think
Yeah.
she's top tier. I'll say that about all of them.
Yeah.
But that said, you said you were meeting at Lizzie's. The closest location to Lizzie's would be the Kabuki Market Roundabout. But the location that it sounded like there was more interest in would be the last location you was seeing at the road mark or the residential location on Ellison. Okay. Just tell me where you want to go or discuss more your planning.
I mean, I know people in those apartments and least one person still in the residential area by Ellison. But Ellison's probably what makes sense to me, since that's where he was last seen. Better to pick up a fresh trail than a cold one.
I would defer to our tracker. What do you think, Vix?
Yeah, I mean, we should probably go where they were last seen. Get fresh, and then if we can't find them from there, we'll backtrack.
Okay.
Oh, it is great to know we have a tracker. I can just focus on playing.
What vehicle are you utilizing to get there? Obviously, one of you has a road bike. The
Gotta
behemoth.
practice if you're gonna get good.
The behemoth can move in Watson without issue. You don't need a license. It's just when you go through Corpo or downtown.
Right.
Did you want to take that? That works.
Watson, is that still technically part of Watson?
Yeah.
Down there?
Watson
Okay.
is basically that whole northern section.
Whole island.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and Watson
okay.
contains sub-districts, which will be Kabuki, Chinatown,
Right.
industrial. There's one other one I can't remember. Oh, Arasaka fucking bullshit up in the top left.
The official district name.
It's the Arasaka
It
waterfront.
is.
Um,
No, it's not the bullshit.
It is also Arasaka
left.
bullshit. Hey, they kept Night City safe during the unification wars. Maybe Arasaka ain't all bad.
Yeah, I'd park my behemoth probably between the two sites, just so I have a easy way to get to either one, pointed toward the third site, so that I can have, if I need to, a quick peel away forward without having to turn that thing around.
So I actually did some mapping on this. So the location that I would say would be best for the behemoth to park will actually be underneath this building here, this kind of white building. There's a section of road that will kind of come up into a point where it will go up Kennedy. Kennedy is the road that runs between those two, the larger road, and goes all the way up towards the night or the Kabuki market.
Yeah.
So that would work perfect. It does cost you to get parking here. It'll be 100 eddies for the day.
Oh my god.
So is anybody chipping in on that? You were not paid up front, by the way. Regina is not a
Yeah, I
clown
can put
like
them in.
fucking Hatter.
Let me.
I mean, we could each put in 25. That would be fair, right?
I'm assuming
You
there's
need
no
heavy
attendant.
ass-
It's just a machine. You got to put.
It is 100%
Something
a
like-
machine. There is no physical body working.
The machine doesn't know me too. That sucks. Yeah, I guess I'll chip in 25. Job's really
Yeah.
not going my way already. Fuck.
Rocco is tempted to mess with the machine to try and save the team money, but decides not against it.
You can if
Chips
you
at
want to.
25. Nah,
I mean,
that's fine.
I was gonna charm
Okay. I
the
was gonna say,
person that
it's
was
an old-
there.
it's an older
existed,
machine.
but
Yeah, I'll just do the money.
Okay, cool.
I don't want issues.
would not be a good
So-
start. That's fair.
Yeah.
$100 goes into the machine. Parked behemoth. You have to park it up at the very, very kind of top of the section, because all of the other levels are kind of more narrow, and you realize that if you drive into the levels, you'll like hit the lights and pipes that kind of run at the top of the area. So you manage to find a parking space. It's just not going to be a quick escape. I mean, also it's a behemoth,
Yeah.
but it is securely snug in there. You get out and you're heading to Ellison. As you make your way over that way, you're kind of coming up from a northbound track. You would see that the building, as you see it on approach, appears. There we go. Wait, hold on, wrong one. Bear with. I had it marked still as incorrect. Show flares. Show everyone. So, as you're kind of on approach, this is what you're seeing. There is an NCPD officer off to the side. It does look like they have a couple of things that they're handling at the same time. Typical NCPD fare, they're overtaxed. He has two, or the pair of cops rather, have two what appear to be Valentino guys on their knees with their hands on their heads, and one of them has a gun trained at them from about 10 feet behind. Near where they're at, there are 3 dead individuals. One of them appears to be another Valentino, and the other 2 appear to be scabs. The guy who is not training his gun on the Valentinos is checking over the bodies, and it looks like he's looking at the kind of industrial structures that are kind of on the right wall of this drive that goes beneath the building. That aside, you could just cross the street. Jaywalking isn't technically illegal, or NCPD typically won't bug you about it. But it looks like the entry into this apartment building, the standard entry, would be that kind of staircase that looks like it's kind of overshadowed by the kind of structure there. And then you can see that there are other entrances that appear to go into the building. They appear to be fire escapes on the side of the building, and windows as well. You're kind of walking into this situation blind, with not much information. Do you wish to check on anybody on the outside, or are you making your way inside and maybe asking some people inside about what you're looking for?
I'm gonna suggest we don't go up the fire escape. I've thrown up off of that before. It's not a clean walk.
Okay. Yeah. Also, I'm sure NCPD doesn't want to see 4 of us crawling up the fire escape.
I mean, looks like they're pretty busy.
Sure. And so, John, the one entrance is that kind of like that stairwell that's on the left.
Yeah, it's kind of like an overpass, or it's not overpass. It's got like a roof structure kind of built over it, and there's a staircase that goes up.
Okay.
Yeah, it kind of goes up and straight into the building. People who are more familiar would know it go through the building with access, and then on the other side, it actually kind of loops back around into a bridge that crosses over the street. The street can get kind of busy, but right now at this hour, like it's pre-rush hour, so it's pretty quiet.
So, in the game, I'm thinking about like the game. A lot of these buildings would have like, like a little area on the first couple of floors where people are like selling dumplings or like, selling knickknacks. Would we find something like that here?
No. So the reason why you don't, you can go ahead and roll a streetwise roll to kind of get an idea of why that's the case. It is very uncharacteristic, but it is very quiet inside of the structure when you make it in there. Streetwise.
What is that under?
Education, I think. Maybe social.
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 Okay, because of my new perk, anytime I roll any social, I can use my acting instead.
Okay, what's your acting rank?
It's 6. I have a level 6.
Okay.
So let me.
Well, again, that's fair. The first roll would have been fine, just adding 6 instead of the.
Oh, I don't know why. Well, no, that wasn't me rolling. That was Magpie.
Oh, Magpie. Okay, sorry. Well then.
Alright.
Sabakli, that's sufficient. So Vix isn't even paying attention to that detail. Doesn't even matter.
Okay.
But when you kind of come in, you notice that they're not present, and what you would realize is that it goes through the building, goes to the bridge that crosses the divide. Just outside, and in that direction, is where the entrance to Mega Building 10 is, and they have a lot of markets on their ground floor. So if people were socializing or anything, we're kind of like on the outskirts of where the central hub for like getting food and all the like would be. Make sense?
Okay, and that hub would be where on the map?
So it's literally right next to it. H10 is this big ass mega building right here. It's
right.
Covered up by this. I'll get rid of that Second Amendment store. That's not really something we care about. But yeah, Mega Building 10. And so you are right down below it, and kind of you go straight through that space, across the bridge. You're literally right outside the entrance.
So I'm sorry, my brain is slow. So you said this is H10
Yeah.
and Mega Building 10. No.
Same thing. Mega Building H10,
Okay.
Mega Building 10. Sorry.
Okay. And the hub for food and shopping is where?
On the base of that, it's so the entire bottom floor is just like supermarkets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So there is that.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know shit about tracking, but I would want to go ask around, like the popular place to grab like a bowl of noodles or tacos or whatever to see if people have heard of this guy. What do y'all think?
Yeah, that works.
I mean, if you think so, yeah.
So what's a popular spot, Thorn?
Well, there's a lot of people coming in and out of the Mega Building over there. I only know a guy in here that used to do brain dances, but there's no Taqueria Kabuki out here, which is kind of a shame.
Yeah.
There is a noodle stall just down the street over there. I think. I think that's actually what I threw up off the fire escape that one night.
That's
But as long as you only.
Sounds like a good night.
Yeah.
So once you've made your way across the bridge and the like talking on the walk, you would get to Mega Building 10. And there are staircases that go up to the location, but there are some vendors that are kind of popped outside. And one such vendor is a noodle stand, literally right down the steps, right near the street. And if anybody's played Cyberpunk 2077, when Jackie gives you the first quest for Dexter Deschamps, this is literally that noodle stand. There's an NCPD department right nearby. Nice little roundabout underneath the space with a little bit of sunlight shining in. But you're here, and you walk up to the noodle stand. There's a guy sitting there already, just some random nice city citizen, and a noodle guy who gestures to the prices when you walk up.
What?
I'm definitely buying noodles.
Okay.
It's February, right?
Yeah.
So it's like kind of chilly.
It's about 68, 70 degrees. It's California. So
Pollution.
California.
Okay. So temperate.
people are wearing jackets and sweaters. For us Midwestern or folks, we think they're insane. But
short weather. Like I would literally be wearing.
They've got
flip-flops.
scarves on.
Yeah.
I mean, 65 degrees is kind of chilly.
69, 68. Like
Oh,
it's
69.
high 60s,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Gotcha.
I want some noodles. Hey,
Okay.
buddy.
Yeah. And she
Can I
would
get some noodles?
he would sell you noodles. It's €5 for a carton.
Like,
And basically they're like
anybody else wants some noodles?
very Pacific Islander style kind of like noodles. I don't know if you're savvy, but
Probably.
like just very buttery and just like very kind of just filled with vegetables and shit. But the vegetables are cardboard and the noodles are also probably cardboard. So.
Hey, it tastes good.
Cellulose. It's food now.
Thorn
Bye,
is gonna pause for a second, look real close to the vendor. Skinny? Is that you? You still running this?
Yeah, man. He kind of taps his glasses and kind of looks at you. What are you doing with these guys?
It's not. Would you believe that some of these people didn't know who I was?
I mean, you think you're hot.
Wow.
You think you're hot shit, but the second you step out on the north side, I mean, who the fuck cares about diamond man?
I know, man. It's I'm trying.
He sets it your normal right in front of you, and he'll go ahead and pop the top on a brosif and hand it to you, and establishing that this character Skinny is a fan, by the way.
Oh, cool.
It's important for his character or his role.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
You got
So,
fans. You're getting
told
better.
I told you.
This is
I'm so proud
This
of
is
you.
Thor, the lead singer at Diamond
I don't know
Dog.
why I give a shit.
thought the Moxes like that shit.
Cool.
I
It's
thought
like, oh,
That's cool.
it's important for his rank. Yeah, I think it's important for his ego.
That's right.
also that.
Did you pick up the Blitz at the bar
No.
track?
I've been working overtime.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago, some crazy stuff. I'll get that. I'll be back. I'll get you that.
Okay.
I don't have any copies on me, but I'll get you that. Man, we're looking for a friend. I heard some people say they've last seen him around here.
You got a picture?
Yeah, and I'll pull out.
Alex is way ahead of the game. She already has it pulled up. Just like, boop.
Okay, so since you say you're prep timing, we're obviously doing a little bit of flashback mentality. A bit of a prelude to Tuesday, folks. But
Yeah.
if you are prepared, how is the picture displayed on your phone? Keeping in mind your current photo, as you have it without any doctoring or manipulation. Yeah, it kind of shows him a tag to a termination file, which is bad business.
I mean, I think I have enough awareness to where I'm not going to flash his termination file. I would have zoomed in just on the face.
Okay. And he looks at it. He goes, "That kind of looks familiar. Yeah, I might have seen him around here. You know if he was staying nearby, or a
friend of
walker?"
a friend of a friend is looking for him and said he's been staying here, staying up north somewhere. He's trying to help a friend out.
Huh. Yeah. I would say, again, I haven't seen him. He looks familiar though. What was he doing around here? Do you know?
It sounds like he's a little lost out here. I don't know. I think he's in a bad spot, looking for a friend looking to help him out.
A lot of folks can hang in Watson. Okay, yeah. I mean, I haven't seen him, or I might have seen him. Not enough to give you any leads, but if I see him again, you want me to call you or something?
Yeah, that would be great. And I'm going to be back here soon anyway. Now you do.
Boom.
Yeah.
Okay,
but also, if since it sounds like he might be in a little bit of trouble just between you and me, if anybody else comes around asking for him, you ain't
other
seen
people
him,
looking for him?
I don't know what kind of trouble he's in. Any, just
well, I just kind of want to know what to
that
look
vibe.
out for, because if you said somebody's asking about him, just everybody,
heavies, corpo types, probably. You know how people get in trouble out here.
like Kang Tao.
Yeah, it might be.
Oh, those fucking
that was
assholes
Valentino's back south.
those fucking
Oh,
assholes
what?
just went into the mega building.
Huh.
Yeah, they had a really
Oh.
fine-looking girl leading them up, but like some pretty nasty-looking bruisers besides.
Well, definitely don't want to run into them.
Well, maybe her, but like not with her friend.
Well, not in this situation. Maybe after a show.
Okay, she kind of had a bit of a asshole-ish face, so maybe she's not so nice. But I mean, everything else easy on the eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate the help as always, Skinny. I'll get you that track here soon.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to roleplay a little bit of misogyny. Okay, cool.
As a treat.
Wow.
As a treat.
A
As
little
a
snack.
treat.
Just a little snack.
Guy running a noodle shop, looking at girls all day, not able to talk to them. He's gonna be a weirdo. I know.
Thorn, definitely gonna be a weirdo.
Yeah, Thorn's also a weirdo. High five.
So, like, it is now canon that, like, all of your fans are fucking freaks. Nice.
We like to fuck.
Listen, man.
He's a raw man for sure.
You were a fan when we met. You knew me.
Wait,
What's
was
that say
I?
about
Oh,
you?
yeah, I was a fan.
Freaks
Hey.
all the way down.
Alex is a freak, I guess.
I think Alex is
7
more. Alex is more of like a night market nosedive kind of girly, or a self-storage slaughterhouse kind of girly. She's probably not a fan of diamond hand on my diamond dick, or like a touch of romance.
Crucifixion.
Okay, or yeah, more a corpo crucifixion girly, not Uncle's lap.
God.
One yike. I give that one
Two
yike.
yikes. Give
Two
it
yikes.
two. Two yikes for me.
Yeah. So
Might be a fan of the classic ballad "Heaven Needed a Wrench."
So the synth pianist fucking Hammond organ player character for the band is named Bobby Old Ticklefinger's Claus.
No!
And
ugh.
it's a meme on the internet that AI can't do hands, right? So we made a character about it. And they had like a listing of songs which we just threw it into the diamond cup. Anyway,
Bad.
the Kangtao security team, apparently with Luxley, you've not seen any detailed file or anything information wise on her. But Luxley is kind of maybe she's an attractive corpo like suit, type, and
A baddie.
a baddie is the word I was looking for. Yeah. And she apparently has a security detail. If you ask details about it, Skinny will tell you it was a total of 4 guys in like heavy armor. One of them had a really big gun. The others had that gun that the Kang Tao has, which everybody would recognize as the DN. And then her. So they're 5.
I would want to pull away as like, even as Vix is eating, I would be kind of like, kind of gesturing and like pulling her up away from the bar with her noodles
She's
in tow.
literally eating her noodles as you drag her by the arm.
In tow, yes. You can
Yeah.
you can carry the carton. And,
Thanks, Skinny.
so that we can kind of talk away from Skinny a little bit, and it's say, well, we know to expect King Tao, but they don't know really to expect us. So I think we have the upper hand if we want to head in and
Yeah,
ask around.
So.
I hope they do not know we are coming.
Well, I didn't tell them,
Yeah, Skinny straight. He won't tell him.
All right.
and I don't think that. Oh wait, what's our picture's
Regina.
name? Regina. Yeah, I don't think Regina would, do us like that. I hope not.
She hates corpos.
She hates corpos, so.
She likes the song "Corpo Crucifixion."
She fucking loves the song Corporal Crucifixion and Haven't Needed a Wrench.
Everybody loves that one. R.I.P. Wrench.
All right, so let's head in, and I would even ask like some rando, like, hey, did you all see the King Taos? Which way they,
Yeah, if you want to roll another streetwise roll to kind of like try and gather information in a crowd, you can. I will let you know before you make the roll, if you haven't already, that if you do fail this, the DV being 17, it will get kind of out that you and your crew are asking questions in the marketplace.
Ruh-roh.
So you can say no,
Okay,
you don't want to do it if you don't want to.
I mean, I have a plus 16 on my
You can always roll a 1.
on my acting. So, does anybody?
Then we also have a
Well,
rocker, so we can use luck.
Does anybody
right?
stop
Yeah.
me?
Yeah, you can use luck after the roll, so if you want to go for it, go for it.
Okay.
Well, I can stop you. I can track them,
No need.
right?
So asking
Okay,
around,
never mind.
asking around, you get kind of a disparate kind of reporting on the matter.
Mhm.
But then eventually a guy goes, yeah, that's what those Kangtao guys just asked me about. I saw them. I work down here. I load up the, oh god, whatever the vending machines are called. I can't remember. They're AI vending machines. I load those up, and also some of the vending machines up top. Yeah, they were asking about him. I saw him. He was with some lady, just looking real suspicious. And it was what, like about 4 hours ago, like just before lunchtime. And they, I think they went into the building.
Do you know what floor?
I couldn't say. I'm out here, there, and there. You know.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Go ahead and make a
What?
human perception roll. Thorn, Alex, Vix, Rocco, everybody. Go ahead and roll one.
This is going to get very boring because I'm going to be making a lot of acting roles. Sorry.
It's okay. You took the perk. It's a good perk.
Don't worry,
I know.
I saw through his soul.
You
Right.
did.
Jesus.
Thorn, this dude, and Alex, you're kind of getting the same vibe, just not as direct.
Mhm.
There might be misgivings, but for Thorn, this guy is full of shit. Like, you're pretty sure he's just trying to get people to kind of like get away from him, and he's just like, trying to get people like out of the area for whatever reason. You just get a vibe that this dude is fucking with you, and the way he says "and a girl," like, and the second people kind of start pressing him on details, he seems to be kind of hand wavy.
All right. Look, man, I don't want to turn this into a thing, but why you gotta be lying to us?
Wait, he's lying?
Oh,
Are you lying?
Fuck no, this guy's an asshole. Why,
I mean, that's
I
true,
mean,
but
maybe,
you're
but,
also
like-
lying.
why the fuck would I lie to a Kangtao person? And when he says that, he kind of looks at Alex. I mean, I know you guys
Well, you
are trying
can-
to be incognito or whatever, but fuck. The other people were already
Why
lit up
looks
there.
like a fucking king towel?
Why would you say I'm Kang Tao?
You're not Kangtao? He says.
Is that racism?
No.
Are you trying to get canceled right now?
They're Chinese. What are you talking about?
My mom is Chinese, you fuck.
I don't know your mom.
Yeah, you do. So now you're racist. You know what we do to racists around here?
Okay, so interesting turn of play. So we are on an interesting dynamic, but it's fun for me. 'Cause what I want you to do is, as you kind of turn the situation on him, you have two choices.
Nick's just like literally glaring at this guy. Like, how fucking dare you?
You have two choices. You can interrogate him,
With her kabuki mask.
and depending on the result, you may get information that you would not see or kind of take as unsure, right? Because again, you could succeed very well and he'd give you information, but maybe your interrogation resulted in him just telling you another lie, a more believable lie, to get you away.
What do
from
I
it.
need to hit?
If you're rolling interrogation, the DV is again 17. But if you're going an opposite route, and you literally just want to kind of like get the information out of him, Rocco, at this moment, you would note that the guy appears to have a phone tap on his chest, and being kind of like a municipal guy, doing loading of the vending machines, he has a body cam.
Is it something where you just pull the card out and I have it? And
Yeah,
I
if you just take it off of his body, like you have it, and you can load it into your tech scanner. You could load it into your data shard slot and roll it on your Holo or on your Chiron, whichever
Is
way.
it taped to his little chest hairs? Can I rip it off?
It is not. His chest hairs are not displayed. He is wearing kind of a yellowish jumpsuit with kind of
Damn it!
orange markings, like very high vis. He's wearing a pair of overalls, which are kind of like a tan color. And he's wearing a hat, which is solid black with a Night City kind of logo in silver on the top.
So yeah, I guess the question is this something where I can just remove the memory to put it in?
Yeah,
and keep
you
the
still have to
camera
pull
there?
it off his chest and pop it though. Like you can't. You're not going to be able to sneak it away.
I
unless
can't
you-
sleight of hand.
I mean, you could try to pickpocket if you have it, but it's going to be a high DV. I think it's going to be a 19 for this one. It's a very difficult because it's like right here, like right on his chest.
So sleight of hand would be what?
Pickpocket. It's under tech.
Oh, under tech. Got it. Pickpocket. I only have an 8. Yeah.
Again, you could just rip it off his chest, like, and pull the card. You'll just have to deal with him crying about it.
Which she'd probably do anyway if Alex is interrogating. I turn to Alex and I say, do you wish to interrogate or do you want to make this quick?
Well, we are on a timeline.
Okay. So he begins walking forward and stumbles into the guy, grabs onto his chest, and nonchalantly takes takes the camera off.
Okay.
Oh, excuse me. My bad.
He recognizes the camera pulled off his chest and goes, "What the fuck are you doing? I work for the city." And you pull it off. You pull the shard out in front of him, hand it to him, right? Or no? Were you trying to keep it secret? Because you said you pulled
No.
it off his chest.
No, I'm not gonna. I mean, I might as well roll for it, right? No
Yeah.
harm, no foul.
If you're gonna go pickpocket.
Yeah.
Okay. So you did make it. So it's more of the kind of brutalist kind of take it off the chest,
Right.
pop the
Yeah, that's
card,
fine.
throw it back at him.
Oh, but it's you said about the check would be how much?
19.
Okay, yeah, never mind.
Yeah, because it's right on his chest.
Yeah.
Not wasting luck on that shit.
Do I have a in my gear? Would I have like another memory card I could just put back in and give back to him?
Yeah, you can toss him a memory card.
All right. So yeah, I say this is mine now. Proceed with your duties, citizen. And he looks pointedly at him.
He looks at it and goes, and it looks like he's about to load it and start recording now. Do you want to get away from him before he starts body cam recording?
If you begin recording us, I will take the memory card back.
He kind of like has the shard slotted and is about to be pressed in, and he goes, he just walks away.
I love that.
Every time he kind of turns to look at you, it's just Russian glare. And he'll fuck off. He will fuck right the fuck off. If you plug the shard and start searching, go ahead and roll a library search. That'll be under education, I believe. You're effectively scrolling through the video to try and find what you're looking for.
Library. There
So
we
it
go.
takes you about 20 minutes to kind of scroll through the feed, like high speed, and find what you're looking for. Maybe even a couple of quick scans over it based on the time he said he saw what he saw. And when you play the video, you would see that he's kind of, at the time of when you see him, he's kind of deeper into the mega building. And he's walking towards what appears to be a vending machine just outside of the garage, the parking garage on the first floor. And he sees two people get out of the elevator. It appears to be Kynard and a woman, so that part wasn't a lie. They are getting out of the garage and they are heading out into kind of the open area. The amount of time that he sees this individual is very short. But you would note that it seems that Kynard and his partner, this woman, are heading towards the apartment. The apartment, the residential, or the apartments on Ellison.
Okay.
Well, it seems we are in the right place.
Yeah, let's keep moving towards the apartments, I
So,
suppose.
a quick note. It does appear that when they were coming out of the garage, it is presumed that they parked something in it.
Yep. That was going to be my next question. Is there cams that I could hack into in the building to see where they came from?
Hacking into cameras is more the purview of like a netrunner because it deals with net architectures and software. However,
Sure.
getting into the garage wouldn't be terribly hard. And then just depending on how many cars are in there, it just depends on how many cars you have to sift through.
What about our entrances to the garage? Is there like a face scan type of thing, like
No.
or anything like that? No, it's just open doors. Okay.
Yeah, for the garage, no. For the actual mega building, there's kind of set lockouts, so you can't go to certain floors. But like the
Right.
first basic floors, you can kind of go to, unless you have like your rental or something in the building.
My thought process was load their images into the system so that it denies them access to the garage. Been fun little end of chase blockage. Yeah. Okay. One thing Rocco would point out is it's a big building, and there might be many points where we might need to be looking. Do we want to stick together for the whole time, or are we going to be kind of doing different things in the building. And I see John steepling his fingers for splitting the party, but yeah, I'm just asking the question.
I'm surprised you guys didn't just say, well, one of us can go to each of the places.
No, yeah, that we weren't doing that.
That would be hilarious.
I mean, it might make sense for somebody to. It might make sense for somebody to post up outside in case they try to leave, but man,
I'm
if
not
there's-
going anywhere without Vix.
I mean, if there's a band of 4 or 5 Kank Tao heavies rolling around, we probably don't want to split up too much.
Mm-mm.
I mean, they might know me like those Arasaka guys did, so I might be okay, but my
Knowing
odds
that
haven't been great today.
John, knowing that they are now that their vehicle is parked in the garage, and since I went up every floor with my behemoth, can I do like
So, okay,
think.
this is the, real quick, this is the Mega Buildings parking garage. You're parked a different location.
Oh, okay.
There are plenty of parking garages. But yeah, you're parked in the White Buildings one.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you would be able to get in there. There's no problem with you getting into the garage. If you want to just walk to floor 2, which I believe is what I said they were on, or floor 1, and then just go into the garage to check it out, you can.
Yeah, I'll do a quick check.
Okay. So the parking garage has space for about 30 cars on the first floor. And it looks like there are 2 cars present in all of the spaces. One of the cars is a van that appears to be a municipal van, like a person who brings out carts of vendor food, and loads it. And the other car is an old, banged up Villafort. Sedan.
And we don't have any information on what kind of vehicle he drives or anything like that, right?
Nothing.
Bio.
No information other than he came out of the first floor of the garage with a woman. And I'll get you a picture of the woman since you've actually seen her, but give me a second.
Yeah, thank you.
Baby cat's in.
It'd be easy to disable both vehicles, right?
Does anybody want to help Josh along on the possible which car it is? I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Well, the guy. Well, okay.
You can
So
ruin that guy's day twice.
well, hold on. So it just depends on what the beat is. So is Rocco going to go look and then come back, or are you just gonna go and like fuck up these cars?
I was thinking just fucking up the cars. Yeah, I might
Then fuck 'em
call
up.
you folks and say there's two vehicles here. They could use either one. I'm willing to fuck up both if you'd like.
Do you describe the cars at all during the phone call?
Yeah, one's I describe them like John did.
Okay. Well, yeah, that van probably belongs to the guy we just bullied. Most
Good point.
likely.
I call it bullying. Really.
You can continue.
Well, my
I mean-
thought process is they if one vehicle don't work, they might try to take the other.
Well, collateral damage, I guess.
I mean, can that one guy's day get any worse? He did lie to us, so I'm not gonna say he didn't deserve it.
He seems pretty miserable. No matter what.
I'll leave him a flyer to fix his vehicle.
Vertical integration, I like that.
That's very generous and compassionate of you.
That's
Oh, it's
not
not
what he's
my
suggesting
place.
it, but yeah.
All right, so John, we need to roll to disable the vehicles without visibly disabling them.
Okay, so just go ahead and make vehicle tech.
Sure.
I just need one because the other car is just it's whatever. Oh, the van's broken, so automatically.
Land vehicle tech.
Yes.
Got a
It'd take
32.
them weeks to put that back
The
together.
cars don't exist. They already don't exist. But as you're kind of maneuvering and doing that, go ahead and give me a perception roll.
Sure.
Okay, just keep rolling.
What
10.
is
Nice.
a fanny pack?
As you're kind of like
Spending all my
disabling the villa fort, you can see inside there are a couple of items inside of the space. There appears to be a parking pass that's kind of seated in the window. The parking passes would be kind of afforded to people who live in the mega building or are receiving parking from some other venue nearby. First floor and second floor are not typically residential. They're more people who live and like work in the area. And so what that means to you is the reason why it's cleared out right now is, like I said, it's pre-rush hour. The people are not home yet. So again, the cars that are here are kind of temporary. And it looks like this one, because of the parking pass, is not temporary. So it's someone who lives around here. The other two items you would see, it appears that there's a mount inside of the middle space that looks like it would have been utilized in older police vehicles to hold a shotgun, specifically an M2038 Tactician, which is a pretty hefty shotgun. And then, last but certainly not least, there is a manila folder in the back seat on the passenger side.
I'm assuming in my working on the vehicle, I've definitely gotten it unlocked, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll take the vanilla folder.
Okay. The manila folder, when you pick it up, is empty. However, there is a stamping on the top, and it appears to denote a person's name. Bear with me here. Ken Zero is the name, and then there is a kind of stamp marking on it, which you would recognize as kind of Kang Tao header.
Ken Zero is the name, correct?
Correct. Basically, the file name, whatever this physical
Yeah.
file was, Ken Zero was the file name. That's KNZIRO.
Okay. Would I be able to look up that name on the net and see if they have an address?
So it's a single name. So Ken Zero can be a surname. It can also be a non-surname. Specifically, it's more of a Japanese traditionally name. But if you were to look it up on the internet, it would just be, or on the net, local net, it would just be a mess of names. There's
Okay.
like 8
I'll
million
pass
people.
on
Zero.
this information to the group.
Zero like ZIRO.
Yeah, KENZIRO. But looking at the folder, you just drop it. Again, it doesn't have anything in it. It's empty.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
the shotgun mount, that's just kind of a note that there should be a shotgun in here, but it's not.
It's empty. Yeah,
And then do you take a look at the parking pass?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah. Parking pass seems to be denoted out to an individual named. Hold on a second here. What is your name? How old are you? How old are you? Sorry. Elaine. Elaine Smith is the name that's present on the pass, and it shows the address as 4038. Oh God, what's the name of the street? I'm going a lot of places.
Ellison.
Ellison Road, and it seems to denote that apartment. Oh gosh, notes. Why didn't I write this better?
You can just make one up and stick with it.
No, because it actually has a physical location. I would love to. Apartment 9.
Number 9.
Mhm.
Number 9.
All right. Apartment 9, does it say a floor or just apartment 9?
No, it just says 9. So in some residential blocks and apartment buildings, what they'll do is they'll just, as many like rooms that they can get on a floor, Because what will end up happening in a lot of these spaces is one room can become 2 rooms because you just cut it in half and
Right.
common water wallet, or 2 rooms can become 1 room. So they just change all the numbers, and sometimes the numbers don't match the floor.
Why did I just Google Elaine Smith? Like, I'm gonna find something about Elaine Smith.
Oh, the library search.
What
was
is
hilarious
wrong with
in the
me?
show.
I was like, Elaine Smith, who
Honestly,
is that?
I will say
What the fuck is wrong with
there
me?
will be points. Like if you Google Roger Kynard, you'll find something.
Oh.
Yeah, there are sometimes some wiki links that show up.
Yeah,
I
and
googled myself
sometimes
once, and there's a gynecologist with my name, which explains why I keep getting text messages asking me if I want to work at doctor's offices as an OBG. And I'm like, not this one, not this one.
got the wrong Caitlin.
Oh,
Okay.
My job is to deal with assholes, not look at.
right.
Oh my god.
Look at, you know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about?
I
Damn it,
I
Skinny,
judge-
get back to work.
I judge,
Sorry, go ahead.
I judge them for having a shotgun mount as I kind of pat my arm and I walk back into the
Your arm
building.
is shotgun.
Yeah.
Okay. So, are you going to pick up and head to the Ellison apartment, or?
I
Think so.
think this is a lead.
I gotta say, nice work just ripping that camera off the guy. I like that style.
Didn't know you had it in ya.
Well, he had it in him. I just took it out.
Oh man. Classic.
I still want to steal this chick's fanny pack though,
For
like
sure.
in character.
We're on the way. We'll see. Could still happen.
Good.
Okay. So, you go back to the apartment building. The front office area is very bland. There really isn't much to it. There is an elevator. It looks like there were 2, but one of them appears to be out of order with police tagging on it. And then there is a stair unit. Which of those 2 would you like to employ?
Probably the stairs.
Okay. So when you go up and come to the door space, it's where a door should go, but it looks like the metal door has been removed, perhaps due to the fact that it was riddled with bullets. Because you can see the walls next to it appear to be quite devastated by gunfire. The first floor does note just outside on a pretty broken up, it's like one of those office panels where you like slide the numbers into the felt facing. You know what I'm talking about? It's one of them, and it seems that the second floor appears to have rooms 1 through 10 on them. 9 would presumably be towards the back.
It looks like this is our stop.
And keep in mind, too, they left the garage, according to the video that you saw, about 2 to 3 hours ago.
Yeah.
Around lunchtime.
And they haven't gone back to the vehicle since. So, yeah. Okay. And you said there's elevators and stairs, and we
There's
took the stairs.
Elevator singular, and then there are stairs. Yeah, there were 2 elevators, but one of them looks like it's out.
Okay.
Okay, so when you come up and kind of enter into the space, it's a long hallway. The hallway in question appears to have kind of a sickly, kind of like gray carpet on it that has patches of staining on it that look like it's like mottled. And you can tell that, like Thorn especially, can tell that this residual matter appears to be just bio releases of people over time. The space has a Night City smell to it, though, so nobody's really noticing anything untoward or off. And when you get to the back, what you would notice is that the door for apartment 9 is blown off its hinges. Like previously, it has been blown off its hinges. It's not now blowing up. And it looks like that was done via detonation charges.
How recently?
Your assumption is about 3 or so hours ago.
So
But if you'd like to
they
make
got
a
here
demolitions roll,
2 hours ago.
if you'd like to make the demolitions roll, you can
Yeah.
tell exactly how long ago.
Yeah. That's a tech?
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm getting better at this.
Your assumption is about 3 hours ago. It might be at the exact same
Sometime.
time that they would have left, or before it, but not after.
I mean, I guess it would make sense that Kang Tao might have a little more info on his contacts. But I guess that answers the question of how are we going to get in there?
Do you go inside the apartment to check it out?
For sure.
Okay, so when you step into the space, Vix, you look around and you would see that the walls are pattern hit with bullet fire. Very tight groupings. It looks like a flashbang was detonated inside of this space. Your kind of mentality on tactics is, not the best, but you have an idea of how, like, corpos do it. They probably blew up the door, threw in a flashbang grenade, and came in and just started shooting everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is a guy in the kitchen who is laying on the tile floor, like, bleeding out. Like, when I say bleeding out, I don't mean he is alive and still bleeding. I mean he is bleeding still.
Like fresh dead.
Like he's been dead for an hour or two or more. And yeah, he is not Roger Kynard. He is not someone you recognize. It appears that he does have a handgun in his hand, with his death grip kind of locked on it. And it is a kind of a piece of shit pistol. At least it looks like a piece of shit pistol to you. It looks old and junky.
Did he have any visual tech on him at all?
No. He might have had a neuroport, but from the bullet wounds, it looks like he got hit pretty squarely in the chest quite a few times, so it's pretty much the case that Cyber's 0-2. But you would notice the pistol, Rocco. It is an Arasaka Tamayura, which is an old piece of shit, but it's an old, reliable piece of shit. So I'll go ahead and post that link in the chat.
It's not shiny. I don't want it.
It is not shiny. Yeah, it is dull metallic, or like dull gray. It's got an Arasaka logo on the side. Yeah, old Arasaka pistol. From the
Can't play a riff on that.
It's from the 2020s.
Oh,
What a terrible time period.
Now, real quick, duration-wise, it'd be like shooting an M1911 in the 80s. I mean, it's not that bad.
Those sure are some words.
Sometimes pistols are reliable for a long duration of time, is my point.
but they're not pretty.
They're not pretty. Doesn't even look modern.
Can't play a song on it? What's the fuck point?
Rocco will pick up his hand and pull it off and pat it and pocket the gun.
Okay. When you kind of quickly check the pistol, it appears that it is currently on empty, though. There are no bullets left. If you have, if you have heavy pistol ammunition, though, you can load it.
Okay. I do in my vehicle.
Does he appear to be Kang Tao affiliated or some other?
No.
He just looks like a gonk,
Some
honestly.
dumb
Like
schmuck.
he's wearing like street casual gear, riddled with holes. Yeah, just sort of
He's
street
just
gonk.
some poor schmuck that got Swiss cheese by Arasaka or whatever. No, wait,
King Tao?
King Tao, that one.
Can we check his? Have we checked his belongings?
Yeah, so he doesn't have anything like a agent or anything like that. His neuro looks like it's been blown out. The pistol is the only thing that's really reliably notable on the person.
Mm.
If you're looking around the room, though, what you would notice is
Yeah.
there are some like kind of old timey pictures. Apparently, this guy was a very big fan of like old tech, but I'm talking like photography, like printed off onto plastic, and it looks like pictures of him and a woman with a very interesting kind of curled haircut are in all of these kind of vacation pictures and shit.
The woman from the video,
Elaine Smith, correct?
Elaine Smith. Okay. No sign of Raj.
Nothing here that would note that Raj was here at all.
Hey, Raj. You around here?
Vix,
Is there a bed that I can look under?
Right, check under the bed. Oh.
go ahead and make a tracking roll for me. That'd be under, or a perception
Okay.
roll, actually, for this one. I'm going to give it to you because we've denoted you as the tracker.
Oh, Bear does. You said tracking?
Or perception, whichever you think is better.
Wow,
Wow.
that's
Okay.
shit.
So I would say that by the time you catch it, it's kind of a mess. So I'll say that you miss it instead. By the time you would catch it, I'll go ahead and give Rocco, since you were taking the pistol and were kind of designated at the body before Vix just fucked it up. Go ahead and make a perception roll for me. There were footprints in the blood, and it looks like knee prints in the blood. You weren't really paying attention to it, and then Vix came over and started like trotting around in it, and like with their little kind of like rubber stamped booties, kind of kicking the blood around as she was like searching
God.
and checking the body. So you don't have like designated markings as to what those markings were, just that somebody was here posthumously with this guy and seemed to be kind of like at them, attending them physically.
Okay. So if they were attending them, there might be some tracks potentially away from the body. Is there any other injured areas like blood spots that don't have a body present?
Yeah, so there's blood all over the place, definitely splattering
Yeah.
the like. What you would note too is, as mentioned, the carpet is riddled with fluids. Whether they're fresh or not, you can't tell. So the carpet out. Your assumption is that it probably has some of it in it, but tracking it would be a little bit more difficult.
Well, we did have a lead.
Oh, shit.
Someone
I'm
was
sorry.
here, and someone definitely dealt with the body before you did, but probably after he was made into one.
So two options. This happened before Roger got here. And they arrived and found it and went to another location. Or this happened after Roger got here and the Kang Tao
Somehow
has him.
survived this?
Sorry, what was that, Vix?
He somehow survived that?
No, I don't. I would say he would probably not have survived this. Do we know if Kang Tao wants him alive or?
Yeah, they want him alive.
Okay.
As far as you know, but you would recognize that this was Kang Tao. Your weaponsmith or weapons tech roll from before. Oh, I didn't have you roll one for the pistol. Roll one now.
Yeah, you got it. Weapons tech. There
God,
go.
you guys are rolling terrible. You're just guessing that it's Kang Tao. You really have
I'm
no
reloading.
sound evidence that that's true.
Yeah, that was my theory anyway. So
You're sticking to it, but you just
Yeah.
again, as you're thinking about it and trying to prove it, you just don't have any actual leads on that or facts.
Now that someone has pointed out
The blood.
that there was someone else here am I able to try and?
You can make a tracking roll this time, rolling better than a 1, hopefully. That's 3 ones in a row we've got there. Or almost in a row.
I rolled two criticals in a row just before that, so.
Go ahead and roll track. Yeah. Okay, so you
There we go.
basically just start following
Reload for the win.
following outside. You step out into the carpet, and you can see that some patches are darker than others. It looks like it runs out pretty quickly, but it stops at the elevator. When you get down to the elevator and open it up, you would see that there are some footprints in there that are not as heavily soiled as the initial ones. She walked through carpet, she kind of tracked it off of her feet, but your assumption is that she went down the elevator and kind of left out.
Okay. I think that Elaine chick left.
And I'd leave too if I found that.
Yeah.
Take the elevator down and follow, or?
Yeah.
Okay. When you get back to the front office, as I reminded you, there was nobody in the space. You hear what sounds like a very loud flush sound come from behind the office desk, and then you'd see a guy come out, scratching his belly through like a very thin white T-shirt. It's very it's leaving very little to the imagination. And he kind of like is pulling his pants around his waist as he kind of moves into the reception spot. So it's like, hey, can I help you?
Do we want to ask him anything? Okay, I'll do it. Hey, I'm looking for my friend Elaine. She doesn't seem to be home. Have you seen her head out lately?
I haven't seen her, but there was some shooting going on up on floor 2, so I went to the bathroom.
Yeah, it was
It's all
kind of sketchy up there.
it's all handled.
Yeah, it seems to be over.
Okay. Yeah, I figured wait a few hours would be fine. Police didn't show up. Didn't figure it's smart to call them. That's what they tell you not to do.
They were outside getting some Valentinos.
Oh, yeah. Well.
Busy day over here.
Mm-hmm. So are you,
Oh, she's not here. We'll head out.
okay. She might have went over to, Divas.
Oh, sweet, thanks. We'll go check that out.
Wait, where Diva is that a bar or is that a person?
Oh, it's a person. I've never heard of a bar named Divas. No, yeah, she's over on, Columbus, I think.
Alright.
She,
I immediately thought it was a bar. Thank you,
Me
Thorn,
too.
for
Thank
asking
you.
that. Me and Kate were like, yes, girl, going to
Divas.
Divas. Ah, yes.
Going to Divas!
No, if you want that experience, you go to the Dicky Twister.
Here in Columbus, I will recognize that as one of the 3 places that were listed and will leave immediately.
Okay.
Be on the clock.
As you're making your way to the bridge once again to make your way to that side, kind of get back to where Rocco's car behemoth is, and then cross over Kennedy. More or less, actually, you're going underneath Kennedy. Your tracking was so high that you would actually notice that there does appear to be every so often just very faint footprints, and the footprints that you're seeing appear to kind of maintain the same kind of consistency. It's a very noticeable and very kind of recognizable, like if you saw it in a lineup of foot pattern or like, soul patterns, you would know it now. And it does appear that you lose it for a second, but then you kind of go through a space where a lot of rainwater and mud has kind of collected, and it kind of appears in earnest again. So it does appear that the person whose feet you saw in the apartment has made their way through the same passageway here. You come up to the residential block on Columbus. When you round the corner and kind of come into the space, everything above you is kind of like very dark, and a light bit of rain is starting to fall at this point. Gray out, but not like super rain, like kind of just like a mist, really. you would see that this space is very inhospitable to most folk. And the reason why that seems to be the case, from what you can tell, is the standing group of scavs outside of this apartment area, this residential block, just standing out.
Oh.
There are a shit ton of fire escapes, from what you can tell. And,
Oh shit!
It does look like there's a crew of like 3 dudes out there just hanging, with a couple of busted up cars with kind of guys inside who are, I think one of them that's close to you is like currently BDing, like, you know, he just got his wreath on and he's like, you know, vibing as fuck. But yeah, that's what you see as you kind of round the corner. Do you wish
I have a
to
weird question.
shoot?
Is this a screen capture from the game, or
Yeah.
is this something that? Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, if you saw me pop onto Cyberpunk earlier today, I was locations checking.
I love that. Cool.
That's really cool.
All right.
Same with the last one.
We're looking for Diva.
Do you walk up to the scavs and say that?
I don't want to talk to scabs.
There's 3 of them, there's 4 of you, so you got them outnumbered.
Thorn will kind of stand in front of our group just to see if any of them do the old double take.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a d10. You're effectively rolling my reputation roll for me.
Nope.
I will let you spend luck to lower it.
I will absolutely spend luck. They clearly remember me from, you know, the Maelstrom dive. Yeah.
Okay. They go, holy shit! And then they kind of all pull their guns out and kind of like raise them up and kind of like, you know, point at your friends. And they're all looking at you as they walk closer, but they're keeping their guns trained on your group. And they kind of look at you and go, no fucking way. You're Thorn of Diamond Gunk. What the fuck are you doing down here? Hey, you assholes, fuck off. They
No,
say
they're
I
okay.
will
They're my entourage
literally-
right now.
Yeah, no, you're in the wrong fucking neighborhood if you're bringing these fucks around. You
It's-
don't deal with edge runner types.
I know. Listen. They're just looking for a friend. I'm trying to, you know, make sure that I can get into those, you know, those fancier bars, so I can really get that money to spend. You know what I'm saying? So if we can just look the other way this one time, and maybe
Yeah,
you guys
like-
can help me out a little bit.
I really like your music, but and then another guy in the back who has like an assault rifle says, "I'm sorry, it doesn't matter who the fuck you are. You're not allowed to come around here. Okay, get the fuck out of here, eh?"
Rocco, go speak his language.
Wow.
So, a quick note. I do want to make sure this is very clear. Something that was put into the game. Scavs are usually, and more often than not, of Slavic origins. And the reason why that's the case is because the Soviet Union still exists in 2077, 2078, and a lot of people escaping from that end up in Night City and will do whatever they can to kind of make ends meet. Some of them are a bit more uncaring of what really goes down to make that happen.
Would Rocco have been a scav before he became a tech?
That's up to you.
Like from what we discussed, I'm trying to. Scav means scavenger, right?
Yeah, but specifically body parts and cyberware out of people.
Okay, got it.
I mean, you kind of have that
Probably.
mentality. You were looking at that corpse in there like it was a goddamn payday. So, I mean, again, maybe.
Well, I patted him on the hand and took the gun. It wasn't a payday. It was
No,
more
you
of a-
said, does he have any cyberware in him?
Yeah, and the cyberware was to see if I could see anything
Okay.
on.
Okay, sorry.
No,
Uh-huh.
yeah, it was.
Okay,
No,
sorry.
it was kind of like the other guy where we checked the footage. I was just trying to see
Sure.
what happened. That's all.
Your character, for sure. I'm not going to say that you are,
Yeah.
aren't, you do you on that.
Yeah.
You said there's 3 of them, John.
3 of them. And then one guy in the car who's kind of on a BD, but he doesn't look like he's a scav. He just looks like he's a guy.
Look, I know you've got your corners. I don't really have a choice here, man. So I'm gonna give you a choice. You can either just go back over there, let us do what we need to do, or you can star in our next BD.
That's some kind of threat.
I mean, some people would like to be in a Diamond Gonk BD, so I guess that's up to you.
Make a persuasion roll. Don't fuck with the third floor. If you go inside, don't fuck with the third floor. If what you're looking for is on the third floor, go fuck yourself.
You know somebody named Diva?
I don't know shit.
Alright. Let's go.
You walk in. Place is about what you'd expect, kind of a hovel.
I make
Yeah.
a kissy face at him.
The lead guy or the Russian guy?
All of them.
Whoever.
Okay. all of
Just
them.
in
all
their
of the
general
above.
direction.
Just like,
Mwah.
and then, okay. So when you enter it, similar circumstances. There is no reception desk. There is a staircase. The staircase appears to have like an iron grate that closes and opens, similar to those old timey kind of like the ones that come out in like the lattice pattern. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
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 And then the elevator, old, very narrow doors. There are two of them. It does look like one of them is also not operational. Strangely, this apartment building, the interior, different, but same.
Weird.
So stairs or
Rock-
elevator?
Rocco looks around for a guy refilling vending machines.
I'm in the Matrix.
Yeah.
So elevator or stairs?
There's
Stairs.
Yeah, stairs probably makes sense. It would be a real shame if somebody were to call the elevator to the third floor while we were in it.
Mhm.
For sure. Sorry, my vision wasn't. terribly
I
great.
mean, are you saying we should take the elevator? then?
No. I had you slated to go up in the elevator. We're putting you into a battle map. Hold on. Not that
Well,
we're,
well.
not that we're gonna have
No,
battle
I'm
or
talking to
anything.
Thorn. I'm like, are you saying we should go to the elevator?
I mean, maybe on the way down, depending on how much fun we have on the way up.
That's probably more plausible than somebody called the elevator on the way
Nobody's
down.
seeing anything, or is everybody seeing everything?
I'm seeing nothing.
I am blind like I just played a show and hit 4 bars on the way back.
Nice.
Lol.
Rocco's muttering to himself, she's definitely on the third floor.
Yeah,
No
I
shit.
think you're right about that.
Oh god. Don't look.
Ah,
I am not. I'm getting water.
Okay, why is dynamic lighting not working? I'm confused. Maybe if I do that? No, it didn't work. What in the fuck is happening?
Fox cat.
Roll 20! Okay, let me try something else. Still nothing, right?
I see a ping, but nothing behind it.
Just solid black besides.
While we're going up the steps, just making a note, Rocco, knowing that we're in kind of a more hostile territory, has unscrewed his hand and pocketed it.
Well, that's a neat trick. I don't know that I've seen him do that before, actually.
Because I've got one hand in my pocket,
Okay.
and the other one's giving a peace sign. Okay, fuck. Oh, I see the problem. I see the problem.
Good pick.
You were
There we go.
You were in the foreground. New features. Already confusing.
Alex will follow suit and also draw her gun.
Okay.
I
Quiet
will
is the great.
pull my gold-plated gun and show Alex how pretty it is.
Ooh.
Yeah, right?
Thorn will basically swing his guitar around, ready to rock.
So this would be the
I
second
got-
floor, by the way.
I got this one from my mom.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And there were some apartments on the first floor, like off to the side. I forgot to mention those, but it's 1 through 8 on the first floor. Okay, you should be able to move freely.
All right, Miss Tracker, you see anything on the floor around here that might we saw plenty of those footprints here leading up to here.
Do I see any footy prints that match Miss Elaine?
Not from the stairs, no.
Okay. I would like to poke my head around the corner and just like check out the hallway.
There's 2 Rockos.
Nice.
Which one will give me a discount?
I only see one.
I would like to then
I'll refresh.
backtrack to the elevator
Sure.
and
So
see if there's any.
You would see that the
Prints there.
elevator is open, and it looks as though when you kind of get closer to it, you're passing by some vending machines on your right, and you're kind of moving across this tile
Vending
floor.
machines.
There's a bunch of trash next to the vending machine. Buried underneath the trash bags, it looks like you see like a small trash can receptacle. So it looks like it just kind of became a problem, and then just kept being a problem, much like Night City. But the elevator door is kind of jostling. It's not like
It can't
it's not
close.
closing. It for some reason it cannot close. Correct.
I would like to check that out with gun drawn.
Sure. When you kind
If
of
there's something in the way.
pop inside and check, it doesn't appear that there's anything to it. It just doesn't seem to be working.
It's a piece of shit.
And it when you look at it, it's kind of offset inside of its seating,
Yeah.
so it's like an inch below where it should be.
How I fucked up my back. Fell out of an elevator.
Yeah, things are dangerous.
In Night City, right?
St. Louis Park. Well,
Similar, different, but same.
same but different.
Yeah.
All right.
So my tokens keep multiplying here.
Okay, that's a you problem.
Yeah, I
I
refreshed.
refreshed. It was
There's so
fine.
many of you.
Classic
Okay.
politician bullshit.
I only see the one.
I see 2 more. There's
I'm
one
refreshing.
here, and
Okay.
there's one here.
Did refreshing fix you, Josh?
It
Yeah.
fixed me.
Yeah, it did.
Cool.
But
Okay.
at least in
I'm
the
gonna
game,
let-
it fixed me. There's some other problems. See,
Hey, Rocco, this elevator's kind of busted. I don't know if you can fix it so we can maybe use it on the way down.
So, Rocco,
Uh,
when you come around to it, a couple of things you're going to notice, and then Vix, as you're kind of like looking it over, a couple things you're going to notice. Vix, you came over looking for footprints. You find
Yeah.
that there's a bit of a muddy print, and it is the print. It looks like it's only on one side, so like not both feet are leaving mud prints. So she probably stepped in something, or he probably stepped. Whoever it was, it looks more of a girlish foot print.
Yeah.
Maybe Roger has petite feet.
Could very
Feminine
well.
step. But that said, the things that you would notice, Ronco, when you approach, first off, there does appear to be something jammed inside of the elevator, but not in a place that Vix would look. Very specifically inside of the rubber framing of the door, and it's kind of saddled in there so that when it moves, it's clicking against it and the sensor's causing it to trigger back open. As if, like, you know, when you put your hand in the elevator door, it's basically something to that effect. The other thing you notice is that in this back corner here, there's a camera, and it moved like someone is moving it when you approached.
Okay.
It doesn't appear to be doing like the automated sweep. It appears to be being piloted by somebody.
Cool. So I'm going to. I guess the first thing is the camera.
Mm-hmm.
That's electronic security tech, right?
Oh yeah, if you want to disable it.
Yeah, I'd like to disable it or at least change the feed to mine.
Again, that's more of a quick hack kind of thing. It's more
Yeah.
of a Netrunner kind of thing.
I'm gonna have to invest in Netrunner maybe. But let's disable it.
Yep. Yeah, so you walk over to it, get underneath it, just kind of reach up with your tool, kind of hit a couple points, drop out the kind of like, you know, motherboard of it, and pull it out. It's disabled. You can very quickly reattach it and make it work again if you needed to, but for now it's not working.
Yep. Did it follow me when I approached it?
It kind of tried to, but then it kind of hit a point where it can't continue underneath itself.
Okay. If I noticed that it was following me when I approached it, I probably kind of turned so like it's not reading my face as easily.
Okay.
I know it got me while I was approaching, but yeah.
Yeah.
Just as a note. Rocco makes note that he probably wants to get like a hood or something while he's out on these jobs, since he's trying to make a name for himself.
The other thing you would notice is that this does not appear to be closed circuit. It appears to be a direct circuit, meaning that the wire that goes through the wall probably goes to where the camera is connected.
Got it.
And it goes
So
to
like
the western
on the
wall.
Yeah. On the opposite side. Cool. Rocco will make note of that. And also that elevator jam, he'd like to keep the jam there, but move it to a different place.
Okay.
And that way when the person comes to unjam it to leave, they'll be like, the fuck, where is it?
Right. A smart play.
So is it in the side?
Yeah, so you basically just drop it down so that it's not like it's basically at eye level. So you just drop it.
I'd like to move it to the other side and drop it down so that like they'd have to really figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not finding it if they try.
Cool.
Okay.
The other elevator is broken, correct?
Correct.
Do I know what floor the elevator shaft is on? Could I open it?
Yeah, you pull out a pry tool, pop it open,
Yeah.
kind of slide it open a little bit and look up and look down. It is stopped on floor 3. So it's literally right
so it's
above
up
you.
above. Okay, cool. So if we need a quick getaway, folks, we could also slide down the elevator shaft.
Yeah, the other thing you would note is that the elevator appears to have its mag locks. So when an elevator drops, like there's security measures, it'll kind of set locks in Cyberpunk Town. Its mag locks that kind of slide into place. Those are deployed, which means that this thing probably fell from like floor 8 or 9 and kind of stopped here perfectly at 3.
Okay. Are mag locks remotely able to be activated?
No, basically once they're deployed until like a technician gets in there and like deactivates them like manually.
Yeah.
With some serious tool and kit.
Okay.
You'd have to get into the elevator to do it. And floor 3.
I just ask because maybe an easier way to deactivate the second elevator is to maglock it until we want to go, but I don't want it to take too much time.
Yeah.
So
it'll take a lot of time to deploy them.
Do that. Yeah. Cool. Just showing my line of thought.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I pass on the information that wire goes to probably the room on the other side. Excuse me.
Do we want to check it out?
This. Yes.
Okay.
So, are we thinking that they're probably still on this floor?
If they've got a jam, then yeah. That means they're here but want to be able to leave quickly. And also keep people from coming up the elevator or down. Like the only way to go up is through the stairs right now.
Makes sense.
And the room with with like the security room, where would that be?
Probably this first door, unless it continues running through the building.
A quick. Just I want to deflate the assumption there. It is not a security room. The security camera that's
No.
up there does not look like it belongs there.
No.
That looks
Right.
like it was a hack job that somebody shoved
Somebody
in,
put it there.
drilled through the wall, and shoved a line through it. Yeah, it looks.
I kind of just took it to mean where the security camera is
Right,
attached to.
Again, not
Yeah.
you specifically. That wasn't who I was deflating. Somebody said that it was the security room. It is not that. It is where the camera goes.
Got it.
You walk over to the
Do I
door.
notice? Are any of the footprints around here?
Doesn't appear to be. It would be too light at
Are
this
they-
point to be able to be noticed. And also, this
Okay.
floor is grimy as fuck.
Yeah. I mean,
Rocco begins to hum nervously. It's just his nervous habit. He begins to hum to himself as he's walking.
I mean,
down.
they saw you, so
That makes sense to be nervous.
Yeah. In fact, I guess it's probably worth it. I guess they saw all of us, so yeah.
yeah.
I don't think Thorn would have been in clear line. He never passed the
Yeah.
vetting.
Hanging out here, and he will attempt to harmonize with your humming because he's that type of person.
Go ahead and give
Silky
me.
smooth.
Again, it's not. You don't have it as specific with play instrument. I mean, that's I think fair.
So good.
Yeah.
22. So good.
Your song, whatever song you were thinking about, somehow Thorn is able to kind of capture the melody and hum along with you in perfect. Like it's just as you remember the song that you're humming.
I think it would be really great to have Rocco's nervous humming be like mixed into the next song. I think that would be
Done.
iconic.
Rocco's Modern Life. No, sorry. Rocco's nervous.
No, it has to
humming.
be. It has to be slightly different.
Well,
So it could be like Rocco's Mysterious Strife or something.
Don't worry,
like
old Tickle Fingers will be able to remix that no problem on the synth.
Oh, God.
It'll get around copyright. Don't worry about it. We got this. We bootleg all the time. Baby.
John finally figured
Alright,
out
are we
why I named
knocking
him
or are
Rocco.
we knocking it down?
Someone's impatient. Are you knocking the door down? Or knocking?
Knocking.
What do you want me to do? Okay, I knock on the door.
Okay.
Like, hey!
Yeah. So there's a terminal. There's a terminal next to it, and you'd see a green light kind of appear. There's a camera on it as well. Very typical.
I get like really close to it. It's literally like,
you would hear.
hey!
You would hear a voice on the other side say, "Sorry, not interested."
The fuck you think I'm selling?
I don't care.
Open
I
the
don't
door,
want it.
you weirdo!
No thanks.
Roger?
Who?
Elaine?
No, Diva's in. The fuck do you mean Diva? Diva's in 10.
Okay, thank you. Maybe stop peeping on people, you fucking weirdo.
Fuck do you mean peeping on people?
Where's
To
10?
clarify, John, you said this floor only goes up to 8, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Which means 10 is technically on the third floor.
On
then.
the 3rd floor. Yep.
It's literally right across from you.
Oh,
That's 10.
Yeah, 1-0.
Alright, have a nice life, guy!
this one here.
Yeah.
I knock on the door.
No response.
Diva! I check to see if the door is unlocked.
It is not.
Rocco.
As you kind of
All right.
get ready for that, this door here opens down the way, and a person comes out. The
Hey,
Which
what's
store?
up?
I'll get you here in a second. Hold on. The
Oh, over
individual who
here.
comes out of the space. The fuck?
I'm just gonna casually move here.
Didn't drag and drop. The individual who comes out from that space. I have to find their token because
Thank
for whatever
you.
reason it didn't key correctly. Hold on. Oh my god. This is an old token.
And while I'm holding on, just a memory clarification.
Yeah.
When Vix saw the footprints in the elevator, she saw them come out of the elevator but then disappear, correct?
Just in the elevator. There were no
Just
tracks
in.
into it or anything. It was like they were standing there, and that gave the mud a little bit of time to settle. Other than that, it's just been unable to track. Because again, they walked quite a while.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake. Sorry, folks. Bear with me, though. Oh my god. Oh my god. I might have to just... Did it not upload? I'm mad right now. I'm so mad right now. The guy...
Okay, we'll do it live.
The guy who comes out... Sorry, he's... there he is. He is wearing kind of like a red... lined black leather jacket or black leather jacket. He's got a pair of sunglasses on, and a tie. And when he pops out, he kind of looks at you all, kind of confused.
Fuck.
And he's kind of staring at you, and says, "Hey, can you keep it down?"
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, thanks. And then he shuts his door.
Any recognition, anything like that? Probably not.
He seems like a well-to-do guy. He doesn't.
That seems weird here, right?
No. I mean, again,
No?
I wouldn't say that like any measure of dress is going to be out or untoward. Again, you live where you can afford. This space is a residential block, so it's rent controlled. So a lot of folks find it beneficial to live in a situation where you can kind of pay the local gangs for protection racketing and kind of like just be unfucked with. The only people you have to deal with are the scabs, and if the scabs don't want anything on you, you just pay them protection money and you're good. And
Okay, so he's not like wearing an outfit so like luxurious and expensive that it's like, whoa, what the fuck is he doing here?
He's
just kind of like nicely dressed.
He's wearing a suit and a tie and a black
Okay.
leather blazer. Like that's what he's wearing.
Okay, and did he have any Kang Tao vibe that I could pick up?
Who's being racist now?
Why? Was he Asian?
No.
Maybe
Oh.
he is now, just to make you look bad.
No, he was a
Wow.
he was a white dude. If he was to be cast by, or if he was going to be like the role was going to be cast, I would say it would be the guy who plays Daredevil. Like it's that kind of like vibe.
I was already making that joke in a side chat. I'm sorry. I already asked if this was a Daredevil poser gang.
Wow. Damn.
see.
Yeah, he looked like the guy who plays Matt Murdock for sure.
Once again, I am in your notes.
Get the fuck out of my notes. I don't like that it didn't match up with the character sheet I have for him, but
Well, I guess we should quietly open this door then.
Can I look at the door? Is it something I can break into?
yeah, electronic security. It's got a side panel, so basically it has like
Yeah.
a digit code.
All right. Let's do that.
Could try
Um,
000.
Wow.
Do you try 000 or do you just make another yes? Oh, 14.
Well,
Do you want to spend some luck? For this one,
I'll
you
spend.
would know the DV prior. It would be a DV 17 on this one. So, again, it's going to be costly. But you can have friends chip in if they want to. There are also other methods to get the door down if you want to try those. Or get around it.
It's got a keypad.
Keypad.
I'm just gonna mono wire this fucker.
Okay.
Just cut the door
So,
down.
before that, Rocco, are you spending luck? Is anybody chipping in?
I don't know if it's worth it.
Okay, then
Uh,
mono wire
yeah.
away. You kind
Yeah,
of
I'm gonna-
flay it
Let's
out.
see
Why
Vix
not?
destroy something.
Cut out the bolt.
Sure. So, oh, you're doing the door, and yeah, there's no bolt, so it's like a sliding door. So,
Oh, then I'll just mono, like, if I can,
the panel.
if mono wiring, yeah.
So, what I would like for you to do is just go ahead and make me a melee weapons roll, and this is not for I'm hitting it really hard, destroy it. It's for precision. So, go ahead and make a melee weapons roll. Okay.
15?
DV is the same, so
Yeah,
you are
I'll
failing by 2 points.
I thought it was.
I'll
Oh,
roll
I
Exceed.
thought it was 17.
You have to
Okay.
exceed the DV, not me.
Exceed.
I'll give a
spend
point.
1.
Oh, and I'll give the other point because
Well,
I failed
oh.
mine.
Okay.
So then, yeah, you get to keep yours, Magpie, and
Yeah.
then you kind of very slowly kind of needle through it with the wire, and then once you kind of got the panel off, you're able to kind of like point to Rocco. Rocco kind of looks at it for a second, points at something, and you kind of sever that, and then the door slides open, and you hear a as it kind of locks open in place. The door will not be able to be opened or closed ever again. When you look inside of the space, you would see that the space looks like it has a very large table in the middle. There are a couple of plates that don't look like they have anything on them, kind of seated on like little plate spaces. But the main thing that you notice is there are stacks of what appears to be cash, and also what appears to be drugs, like blocks of synth coke, just kind of seated on
Nice.
the table. There are weapons, machine gun, assault rifles, kind of on the table as well. And then looking in the space on the left side, there's a door that appears to have 3 heavy kind of security pylons attached to it, and it looks like that door is completely secured and locked. Yeah, door's open, and that's what you see.
In the
I know what I
image,
was expecting, but not that.
And there's a pink rifle on the table.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking
in the image,
rifle.
there's this like kind of glowy thing next to the table, to the right of the table.
That's a computer, but you have to come around
Oh.
to look at it.
I
So
mean-
those security towers are those like what do you mean by security towers for the layman?
Security towers. What did I say? Security towers.
Pylons.
Security pylons. Thank you.
What did I say about pylon? Oh, on the left. Yeah,
But
sorry.
there's 3.
Right here.
Yeah.
I'll pop open. Yeah, so it's like right there. If you want to pop in the door and see.
What
Okay.
is that?
I'm just trying to understand. Like,
These
does
here.
that mean? Okay.
Oh, I see.
Door, and then there are these 3 kind of like large frame things that are kind of bolted onto it to secure it shut.
So would I
Oh.
recognize this as like a safe house type idea?
Yeah, it does appear to
Or-
be some sort of like safe house for a gang, something to that effect. Vix, do you walk straight up to the table?
Yeah.
Okay, Alex, you step into the room. Rocco, you're kind of looking at that door, but you haven't really entered in yet. Thorn's kind of watching the hallway. And Vix, as you step up to the table, from the ceiling directly above it drops a ADU, an automatic
Whoa.
defense unit turret system.
No.
You see
I
red
would
lights
like
kind
to
of shine out from it and point towards you, And as you kind of go for your weapon, everybody roll.
I have my
initiative.
mono wire.
It's yeah, it's within 3 squares. Okay, go ahead and roll initiative though.
Make sure my character's selected.
Okay, so it goes on 20. It points down at you, Vix, and it will dispense heavy suppressing fire. Go ahead and make a concentration roll. And Alex, you will also be caught up in the this. Vix, you're fine. Concentration.
What am I? I'm rolling concentration.
Yep. You're also fine. As the bullets kind of start shooting into the room, they're mostly kind of, the patterns are scattering fire, which kind of are very easy to kind of track. And so Vix, you stay close and down at the table, and Alex, you kind of just stay where you're at because it's not quite hitting back that far yet. Vix, you said you're going to go for your mono wire and try and hit the PD or the ADU.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and cut it down.
Okay.
Oh, fuck that.
Okay. You swipe at it with your first attack, and it kind of just bounces like off the table. You weren't really tracking it right. The second shot comes in and hits it. When the wire cuts into the side of it, what you notice is it doesn't actually penetrate the armor of the ADU. Again, you have the armor normally, and then you ablate it an additional with the thermal. Like, it's very good at cutting armor, but whatever the armor is here, it seems to be holding quite substantially.
Okay, this shit's heavy duty, guys.
Okay, Vix, you're done. You can continue moving if you want. If you want to bolt for the door, or somewhere else in the room.
I'm gonna move back.
And
By
then Alex,
Alex.
what would you like to do? Again, the thing is just shooting all over the main room there. Currently in suppressive fire.
How far back do I have to move to be out of it? To exit
Outside,
the room?
yeah. You need to get to like a full cover.
Okay, and my move is 5. That means I can move 5 squares, right?
Mm-hmm.
4, 5.
Six?
Yeah. So I'm gonna move here.
8.
And then I'm gonna use my ability to give my action to Vix to make an extra attack if you want to or need to on your next turn.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Rocco, you were outside. A couple of things I
I
want
could have moved here.
to take into account.
Can I say move there?
Yeah.
That's fine. It is firing assault rifle ammunition, probably 7.62, like heavy, high caliber, like rifle ammo. It's kind of detonating into the ground, but what you're noticing is it's not penetrating, and it's probably safety ammunition. For those who are not familiar with bullets, some bullets are made out of gelatin instead of like hard metals, and then a BB is placed inside of them. The reason for this is when the bullet impacts against the flesh, instead of going through, it detonates on the flesh with like a burst, and the BB enters into the body with not a large substantive amount of metal behind it to fly through the person and damage shit behind it. The other reason why this is utilized is sky marshals who go on airplanes and like protect us or whatever. They use this ammunition because that kind of bullet won't go through the bulkhead of a airplane. So very good at protecting.
I always wondered about that.
Yeah, why
I'm
bring
like,
a gun
why
on a
do
plane?
they
You're just gonna.
why-
You're gonna.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like a sci-fi movie. We shoot out into space. I'm not a fan, but no, yeah, they use safety ammunition. It hits against it. A BB's not gonna pierce the bulkhead. But that's the first thing you notice. The second thing you notice, which is what everybody notices but probably aren't thinking about like you would be, this is very loud. So the guy who was complaining about the noise before is more than likely complaining now. And based on his look, he may or may not be calling help.
Yep.
Be that NCPD or the protection racket.
Not bad.
All right. So first of all, I look above. I take a peek above the door. Are there sensors up there
No.
that might have triggered this from shooting?
No. If you want to go ahead and make a cyberware check as your action, I'll allow you to figure out how the thing tripped.
Yeah. Cybertech, you said?
Cyberware tech, yeah. Cyber tech, I think.
So-
That's right. That's right. That's right.
26. Or
Um,
no, sorry, I was 16. 16.
Yeah, sufficient. It's basically when an ADU is activated by a user, it will do proximity. So if something gets within a proximity of it, motion sensors will detect that and deploy. And then initial first rally is that, and then once it's fired and scattered, it'll lock on to presumably stationary targets because they got forced into cover, forced to go to ground, and then just direct fire on them.
So there's no way to deactivate it from like
Not
a
without a
sensor.
netrunner, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you could shoot the shit out of it, but again, it seems that the armor is pretty heavy on it.
Yeah. Um. How is it detecting units?
You cannot tell for certain. It's motion detection, so it has a motion detection unit inside of it, which basically does magnetic resonance out from it as your presumption.
Right. Okay. And I've used my action, so I can't attack it at this point.
And the door doesn't close because you guys broke it as such. So do you want to just maintain
Correct.
cover for this turn and just get like out of the doorway and like that space?
Yes.
Cool. You pop in, you look, you kind of do like a scrutiny, and then as the bullets kind of are flaring, you kind of pop back behind cover. Thorn, a lot of shooting.
Doesn't seem like going in there is going to be a good idea, so I'm going to move over to here to watch possibly people coming from the stairwell.
Sure.
Actually, can I ask one thing?
Yeah. I might.
Is there duct work that might be able to get us into this room?
From what you can see in this current moment, in these beat seconds, not yet. It would definitely be something you have to explore afterwards. Vix,
Sure.
as you move to that space on 20, you do see the red lights kind of tracking onto you. You can go ahead and make an evasion roll if you would like, but it is going to be directly firing at you.
Okay. I have to make evasion roll to get out,
Yeah.
you said?
Yeah, I believe if you dodge, you get a free move, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so I got a 17 on my roll. Okay, so yeah, you see the bullets coming. They hit against the wall as you just quickly shift outside. Yeah, you can diagonally shift. That's cool. And then as you kind of step into that space outside of the doorway and are kind of like moving away, unless you plan on going back in there, what I'll say narratively happens is it fires and then kind of starts panning. And you can see the red light kind of moving across the floor. And if you wait it out, after about a minute, it kind of drops its guns down, locks them into place. You can hear like a sharp reloading sound, and then slams back into its canopy.
That guy's
No,
gonna
she's
be
not.
mad.
Yeah, she's just like, I am so sorry.
The presumption is he's already probably tried to call support, so you don't know how long you've got. Thorn, you do note that there is a door on the stairwell if you want to go and close it and lock it. The elevator is obviously being held up, so...
Yeah, I would.
Okay. It does sound like downstairs there is kind of like a mild kerfuffle, but you kind of come over to the space, drag the door out of the sidewall, kind of hit it into place, lock it with the master lock that's kind of hanging from it loosely, and are able to kind of make your way away.
We got a little more time, but we should make some choices.
I mean, I don't know if she got off on this floor. She was in the elevator.
You said this was Divas, but that's a pretty
If
heavy-duty
you
room.
if he was truthful about this being Diva's room, what if he was covering for Diva and she is actually there? There was the camera running into that room.
Alex, make a perception roll.
Everyone?
Everybody
Alex,
or just
Just Alex.
Rocco?
Alex.
Oh, just me. Okay.
Yeah, everybody else is talking and focused on that room and talking about the plan. You're kind of just hanging back once you got out of the room, looking around. Not sure what the fuck's going on, so I'm giving you this look. Okay. So down the way, about here-ish, you're not really paying attention to what they're talking about. You're just kind of drifting, and you kind of look over that way. You see the door open, and you see a woman with a very particular kind of curled haircut pop out, kind of looking down that way. And it doesn't really look like she notices that you're looking. She stares down at you, and she's kind of focused on your group, and she starts backing away from the door, heading to the west. Shortly after she steps out, hold on.
Can you ping?
I'll get you a notice here in a second. One second.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god, why is my stuff not working, man? Okay, they will effectively be utilizing the same token for their space because they're kind of staying pretty close to one another, but you would see Kynard come out after her, and the two start moving back towards the west.
I'd say, Kynard.
And as you say that, all four of you kind of turn that way. She, holding a pistol, kind of looking down at you, fires. At this range, it's basically, I believe we're at, 80 meters, and I don't think pistols go that far. So, Rocco's probably like, huh? Bullets are kind of scattering. A couple of you kind of take evasive postures, but Rocco's just kind of, we're outside of accurate fire for that.
Yeah.
But she starts shooting wildly, seemingly with no skill, and the two start kind of moving a bit more hastily towards the west.
While they're moving, and whatnot, can I return fire with my new gun, my Kang Tao Dian?
I think the submachine guns have the same problem in distance. Yeah, go ahead and hit it so we can see the range chart, though.
So,
just make an attack, it'll give us the range chart. We're at 90
sure.
meters. 90 meters, you'd need a 25 to hit. So,
okay.
You miss, so go ahead and make a D10 roll and add a 14, I think, improves smart ammunition. Also missing. So the bullets kind of, I believe it shoots 3-shot burst. No, it just shoots auto fire when in. No, you just take a single shot. It's a miss, is the point. It's too far out, but you return fire back at them.
Right.
Again, for everyone else.
Why are we shooting?
Rocco, wait.
Well,
we don't want to kill him.
As you're saying that, are you doing anything else? Because they are running towards that door.
Yeah, no, hold on.
Thor's
running
already
towards them.
Running
full-on
after
sprinting.
them.
And they are shooting at you as you're running after them. Again, their firing is feckless, but the closer you get to them, the less feckless it will be.
I'm sturdy.
So the gun I have has a tracker in it. So if I hit one of them, I can track them. It's basically why.
Yeah. It's temporary, but it is a tracker nonetheless. Unless you keep them around the corner. Not a bad choice. But yeah, you fire. They fire. There's a lot of gunfire kind of blasting through this space. And you see them as they get close to the door. Kind of stop for a second. It seems that Kynard moves away from her and takes to hiding behind this garbage disposal, and she's shooting like crazy. And then there's like this weird moment where it looks like she's trying to call him to her, and he's like hiding behind the bucket as you're running down the hallway. Once you kind of get close enough, you see her kind of like and like dart into the passageway and escape. And Kynard is left behind. kind of hiding behind the dumpster. You weren't close enough.
Right.
I don't think anybody. Does anybody here have a audio suite with enhanced hearing?
No.
I have some stuff, but I don't know if I have that one.
What do you have in your suite? I know you have level dampener, but
I just have an audio recorder and level dampener, so
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't be able to.
enhanced hearing would have been required. They said something to each other. She got mad and left him.
Story of my life.
What his name is Roger, right?
Yeah, Roger Kynard.
Hey, Raj.
Roger.
Calm down.
And he kind of pops out. Alex, you recognize him in person more than you do outside of that.
Mm.
You remember being in a car in a parking lot where a man was
God,
being
when
held
you
by
met
his
him?
boyfriend at gunpoint and a group of other edge runners. Roger Kynard lost a data shard at a bar, and that data shard was held by, presumably, was held by, sorry, not presumably, the owner of that bar, one Benny Jez, the owner of the Bouncing Benny's bar. Do you remember this mission or no? Is it too far back?
Oh man, I mean, I do remember.
Do you remember?
but
Do you remember a netrunner getting shot in the face, and then a guy getting shot in the face in a lover squirrel with his
Yeah.
gay lover?
That's been.
So long
That's
ago.
when
So-
Armando got that
so
sweet-ass
Roger-
sword that he
Roger
never
got
used.
shot in the face, and
Okay, so he's one of the boyfriends.
yeah, he was the one who lost the data shard at Benny's, and you tracked him down. This would have been last year in game lore.
Why the fuck can't he stay out of trouble?
Stop losing shards.
Your presumption is this is the fallout from that. This is
Yeah. Roger, you're in a lot of trouble.
what the fuck? Who are you? You're not Kang Tao. You're not
No.
Raven. Who
No.
the fuck are you?
Thank your lucky stars we're not Kang Tao. We're representing Regina.
Regina Jones?
Right, yeah, Jones, right.
Let's get the fuck out of here then.
Yeah.
Take me to her.
All right, come here, you little shit. You know what we went through to get you?
Yeah, I mean, no. What the fuck? Oh my god.
Okay.
I almost got shot by a fucking sky robot. Let's go.
You see his eyes kind of flashing as if he's texting in his hollow. God damn it. Elise? Or Elaine? Wrong name? Elaine?
That's probably why she got mad.
You didn't even know her name. No, I do know her name. It's just John's an idiot, and he's role-playing
Yeah.
right now, so...
Yeah, okay. Uh-huh.
All right, come
While
on.
that's happening, by the way, John Thorne is just poking his head in the room they came out of. to see if
Sure. Yeah,
Get out of the trash.
it
dude.
looks like it's very eccentrically lit. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
It does appear as though the space is very vibrant. Yeah, that's the primary thing. Doesn't look like there's
Oh my
any like
God.
tables with like a bunch of fucking gear and fucking money on it, but it also doesn't look like there's an ADU in the ceiling either.
My kind of place.
A place without an ADU in the ceiling. That's all I need.
Oh
We'll
my
cover all
god.
that.
That's
There's
crazy
his book.
in there.
So hold on a second here.
Were they
Were they
hooking
what?
up in there?
Were they
hooking up?
hooking
Sex
up in there?
videos. Totally
Well, I mean, they
making
could have
sex
been.
vids.
I don't know.
I mean,
I mean,
yeah.
that's-
Dirty, dirty man.
So
I mean, if
It
there's-
has like a love hotel kind of vibe, right?
what you will note, and again, I don't know if anybody else noticed this, but it was Elaine and him leaving. When you come into this space, you would see very vibrantly colored, very bright, very pink, neons, very vibrant. Sitting on the couch, right about here,
Diva?
is a woman Presumably diva. Well played.
Ooh.
But she is. What the fuck is going on today? Roll 20. Okay, one moment.
I was like, oh my god, I don't know.
I don't either.
What is going on?
I just don't seem to have my handouts.
I'm just here for the vibes.
I think I added them to run the block. I'm such a dumbass. I'm such. It's easier just to remake them. Bear with me here. Just a moment. You have Roger, so you technically won. So next few minutes is probably just flub. Give me a moment to fucking get the thing I need.
I mean, this lady looks like she knows how to party, so probably a good contact for Thorn.
For sure. She definitely has a really cool apartment. The woman in question is on my goddamned. It's happening now. Hold on.
That is a very strange name.
Right.
Not a very country street name.
She is wearing black leather. Looks like it is kind of zipped together with lace, like shoestring lace. She's wearing a collar around her neck, blonde hair done up in like pigtails, but like long in the back. It's kind of like a Hime vibe. And yeah, she very much looks like a dominatrixy type, and she kind of looks at you as you kind of come in. Doesn't look like she has a bit of chrome on her. Rocco, what you're able to tell is it looks like she's a full body conversion. It looks like her entire body is cybernetic, and it's been plastered over with real skin. So she looks like a real person to the untrained eye.
Holy shit, she's rich.
And I mean, look at her room. When you enter in, she kind of looks at you, and then looks at Roger. Or look, Roger's not there yet because it's just Thorn going in right now. And she looks at you and says, "Thorn from Diamond Kong? It's not my birthday. Who the fuck sent you over? Who the fuck sent you over?"
I was looking for the other guy, but wow.
You mean Roger?
Yeah, that guy.
Oh, yeah, everybody seems to be looking for him. I don't know why he came to me for help. Elaine's an idiot. Too bad about Bo. Bo? Bo Smith?
Oh?
Her
I'm guessing I don't know that name at all.
her input?
Oh, the
That's
guy.
really-
Yeah, he reads
The guy at
Who
the.
cares?
Hmm.
So,
A lot of that going around.
you
Took the pistol from.
gonna handle your business with Roger, or? And as she says that, she kind of very specifically moves her legs so that a lot is revealed. As you may be able to tell from the picture, there really isn't much underneath the skirt. Make sure that's very clear. Looks like whoever put her together did a very fine job in all of the.
It is that time of the night where we
processes.
ask John why he is the way that he is.
And then it's basically the basic instinct move, you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
uh-huh.
Like she's sitting like this, and then she does the little switch.
She like
with,
uncrosses her legs
and then
like,
recrosses
crosses
the legs.
them
Yeah, it's one
again.
of those
Yeah.
moves.
Yeah.
So, are you done with Roger, or
Alex
She
Alex is like kind of halfway behind Thorn, and her mouth is like slightly hanging open.
So I gotta make sure he gets back somewhere, but I don't have any shows tonight.
you see her kind of like just rub her finger across her temple. When she does so, you see a signal appear on your holophone. Basically, proximity contact. She's passing you her phone number.
And there was a guy that said that other room was yours. Somebody fucked up the door. If that is.
I'll get my boys on it. You didn't go on floor
Alright.
3 at all, did you?
Oh fuck no! I had the guys outside said absolutely not. And
Appreciate you.
sometimes I'm a gentleman.
Yeah, we have some problems. We have some problems with some of the folks on 3.
Alex, without like just impulsively, like her brain is a little bit addled by this moment. She just goes, "What's on floor 3?"
None of your fucking business. Also, it's quite rude to just walk into somebody's apartment without being invited. I know you're friends with Roger and all, but I really don't give a shit. I was mainly in it for Elaine and only just barely interested. But now that you've got Thorn of Diamond Gong here, Roger kind of nervously
To be
kind of
fair, Alex has not stepped foot into this apartment.
okay, fair. She'll say, give me a call back before you make your way around these parts, and please don't go into my other apartment. And she says other apartments.
Yeah, of course. Sorry for the inconvenience, but I'll see you around.
Sooner the better. Go ahead and give me a persuasion.
All right, let's get going. We gotta go.
Did we set up this game just so that Tom and John could
Of
flirt?
course.
Yes.
All games
That's
are
what
so
it
they can
always is.
Damn
have
it!
role play sex. That's all the games are for. If
Uh,
you've ever played in the game, everything has served as
It's true.
lubrication for that, and only that.
20 years of this.
But real quick,
21 persuasion.
Thorn, give me a persuasion roll.
21.
Got it. Okay, cool. We'll deal with that in the aftermath. That'll be important. You have Roger. He, before leaving,
Does he need to be carried out like a precious little baby?
He's not
because
wounded.
he's an
Like the
idiot?
bodyguard.
You had to carry him last time because he got shot in the face. This time he has no shots to the face. Alex, you would also notice he does have a scar on his face.
Yeah.
He did get shot in the face. That said, you're taking him. Where are you taking him? And again, step by step, beat by beat.
It's just fireworks.
I need to know precisely where you're taking him next.
Well, presumably, Kang Tao are probably close to being on the trail, or at least in the area. So I think the way they were going out is probably a good way to go instead of the front lobby. Would you all agree?
Yeah, I also locked that stairwell door, so...
Well, yeah, and we've got the elevator lock, so
Yeah.
they're going to think that they're that way. From there, we're going to need to make our way back to the behemoth so we can, get out.
So when you get down to the first floor, the thing you'll notice is that there are scavs inside of the foyer area, and they have their weapons just like they did last time, but they're all trained at the door, and they all kind of seem to be in this panic state. When you come out, you see one of them look at you and go, "You're gonna go fucking out there? You're crazy!" And they kind of remain in this position like they're in a combat, right? The group of you kind of walk into the situation not aware of the danger or whatever they're afraid of. Do you want to step out and check and see what you're kind of looking at, or
The fuck's going on?
fucking
Gotta
AV just dropped out of nowhere right outside?
Can't tell.
Fucking narc.
I don't fucking know. And then if you kind of
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
move closer to kind of get a
Fucking
peek,
pussy ass bitch on two.
you came down this narrow stretch, and then you saw in the photo. Hold on, I'll show you the picture again. Of
25 fire escapes.
the 25 fire escapes. I think it's higher than 8 floors, actually. I don't know how to do math.
Mhm.
Someone count them. But you came out, from Columbus down onto a sub-street that kind of... it's technically Columbus, but it goes out onto Lake Street East. Or Sky Street? I can't remember. It's a big fucking thoroughfare that runs up and alongside Watson, right? I just can't remember the name of the street right now. Right over there, rain coming down because it's actually outside the cover of all the apartments and shit. A beautiful, sleek black and orange AV with Kang Tao markings on it is parked. So kind of hovering off the ground about 5 feet. And it looks like you've got 4 operators and a woman in a very sleek business suit standing over a woman who's being detained. From here, you can tell she appears to have a swirly-do on her hair. That said, Do you remain inside with the scabs until they clear, or do you want to move
Yes.
now?
No, we stay inside until they clear.
They throw her into the AV. One of the Kangtao operatives remains with the AV and the pilot. The other three and the woman start marching towards the residential building, like they're going to enter into the front door.
Fucking god! Can we
And
like
we're not
stuff
at
them
the
in a
front
trash
door,
can?
right?
Stuff Roger in a trash can? I mean,
Yeah.
you could.
No, they're gonna go in the front door. They're gonna try and go up the stuff, and we can go out this way.
Josh, what were you saying?
I was asking. They're going to the front door. We're not at the front door, right?
Yeah,
We're
you're at the
a
front
different
door. You came to the front door like you were going to leave.
We were going so that the back door where the
Oh,
exit
you went
were
out. You went
up
out the
there.
same exit that she went out.
We were going that
No.
direction, right?
Oh, I
I
thought you
think so
said you
because
used...
the other way was blocked.
Yeah.
No.
So yeah, no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's fine. If you went the same way she went, it does go down to the front. Yeah, it comes down.
Okay.
To the
Okay,
front.
got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like a small series of like. It's not as big as the stairwell in the first bit.
Yeah,
It's more of like a service stairwell.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah,
I
you're
wanna-
at, you're at the front.
I want to put Roger in a trash can or a dumpster or something.
Again,
You
there's
know?
no. You're inside of the building, so the dumpsters are outside of the building. If you're looking for a back door, though, Josh, there is a back entry that leads into kind of an alleyway, but it won't work very well to get you closer to your vehicle. It'll take you
That's
south
okay.
instead of okay.
Is there a
No
trash
way.
can in the alleyway?
Well, let me
He
explain.
just really needs to get some revenge on this guy.
Are we going for the back door? Because you kind of have to clear like a pretty sizable chunk of the apartment to get to that space. So you're
Yeah.
leaving the front space. Okay.
Yeah.
About 3/4 of the way to what would be the back door, you start hearing gunfire like crazy. Like massive
Because he
amounts of
scabs for a
gunfire.
bit.
You
Gotta
do
run.
not know what's
Run.
going on in that space. With that
Don't
being
care.
said, you don't give a shit. You make it to the door, you clear it. When you get out, you're kind of moving through an alleyway. There are no trash cans, but you're able to move through the alleyway to the waterfront. So let me move you back to the big map.
You know what? You flashed your snatch at Tom.
You won't
And
let
you
me
wouldn't
put
give
a
me trash
man in a
can.
trash
Can't
can.
give Joe a
That's
fucking
fine.
trash can.
That's fine.
It's
I know
the
I know my place.
misogyny.
Maybe there's
Of
a
the
wastebasket in the behemoth, and you can just put that on his head.
It's the misogyny. So
That'll work.
you're basically popping out onto Pinewood Pier, and it was a very large point for other games in the past. I don't think anybody here remembers those, and that's fine. But it is basically just a very simple series of docks and pier, like long kind of piers.
Remember?
There are some.
There's that like AI thing, right?
Yes,
That was
correct.
like evil. Yeah.
You remember that, but you don't remember Kynard getting shot in the face. Anyway,
I remember
I
kind
remember
of
that.
getting this.
Dude, Elmano got
I
a
remember
sick ass fucking katana from that game that he never used and went down with.
it just got sold on eBay. Yeah,
Yeah.
the cop who never plays bought it.
That katana's the one that just got sold.
Look, it's not a katana, it's a machete, but yeah, the Catan is what it's called.
Yeah.
It's a reference to the Catan of Warhammer 40k. So of course the dorky Warhammer 40k kid bought it. Anyway,
Want to trade some wool for some brick? Anyway, continue.
you're out. You're on the waterfront. You can make your way down the road, kind of escape that way. You can go to the Pinewood Street South N-Cart station and get the fuck out of here that way. Actually, I don't think it's an N-Cart station. It's a bus terminal. So you can get a bus. There's plenty of ways for you to maneuver away from this space. How would you like to do that? On foot? Via vehicle?
How far away are we from the behemoth?
It's like 8 blocks in the other direction. Or 4 blocks in the other direction.
Long blocks or short blocks?
Long blocks. And a lot of up and down because you have to kind of switch levels.
Yeah, fuck that vehicle.
Okay. Yeah, if you take a bus, the next stop kind of drops you south of where you would be. It costs you $5, so drop 5 Eddie off your sheet. You and Roger, Roger doesn't have his wallet, he says.
Of course he doesn't.
I'll pay for it.
Fucking gentleman.
I'll pay for it.
You take the bus, it heads
I mean-
south. It stops every 10 minutes, so you're able to catch it pretty quick. And you make your way on foot up to the parking garage you stopped in. You get in, you load Kynard. Where do you go next? Remember, she never gave you a drop-off point.
Well, let's get her on the phone. Hey, where do you want this freak?
If you call Regina, she's this freak.
And
He's
do you
the
want
weak
him?
one.
Do you want him delivered inside of a dumpster or unwrapped?
No, she says, I'm good on that. She says to take him to the Farrier Street metro station, and she'll meet you there.
Where's that?
All right.
Farrier Street metro station is also in Watson. I'll snap, hold on. I'll try to snap ping you to it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. There it go.
Oh, not too far.
Yep. And if you drive, you make your way up Kennedy, as you said, and then you kind of take a left on, one of the thoroughfares there, make your way down to Farrier Street. Really nothing gets into your way. When you get to the metro station, kind of look around. For those of you who have never met Regina Jones, she is a very serious, no bullshit taking kind of woman who has an eye patch. She's wearing, pretty heavy flak vest for her frame, but just regular jeans. Tattoos on her person, not really marking her as anything in specific. She carries herself like a cop, is what Thorne and Vix would probably say. And she says, "Okay, great. Welcome back, Kynard. Thank you folks for getting the job done." She wires over the promised amount, which I believe was 1,000 eddies per person, and says, "Solid gig. Gig's over. You need anything, just let me know. I'll do what I can to help out." And then she kind of starts moving him a little forcibly, actually, kind of away from you guys. Unless you try to stop her or anything, she's gonna fuck off.
Probably not gonna be a good time for him, but a better time than getting caught by Kang Tao.
I don't give a shit.
I
don't
think
know
it was 1,500. No, it doesn't say what it was.
It was 1,000. It was better than a normal gig. 500 is normal gig.
Got it.
Again, if she is allowed to fuck off, she fucks off, and you guys are left to your own devices at that point. Job done. Little successful mission sound kind of clears. I should find an MP3 of that or something. And then that's it. That's it for the session.
Head to Lizzie's?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh
getting.
wait, no, I got somewhere else to be. I'm sorry. You guys have fun.
It's getting
I gotta.
It's getting
bro.
late in game,
Bye.
so it's probably closer to like 6 or
Good luck
7.
with your music.
And with it, I'm gonna love Vix and fucking Thorne in the same game. 'Cause that's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
But after she leaves, it's probably close to like 6 or 7. So it being like middle of winter, it's probably dark out. Yeah, you guys separate unless you have any business that you want to exchange in before the end.
I think I would like to invite Rocco to come to Taqueria Kabuki with Vix and maybe Bunny Doll. And, I think he seems like a solid contact. I want to kind of build that relationship.
No, I will say for Rocco, you will not be able to drive the Behemoth because it is in corporate area. So that means that you can't. The Behemoth is an
I mean, you
There's
can
a
ride
couple
Vix on the
reasons why I
bike.
don't want to drive it there.
it's an armored personnel carrier.
They don't have a drive-through for it either.
You literally need licensing to move it through any space inside of corporate
Right.
center.
Can we put 3 people on the bike?
No, fuck no.
Only if you can play circus music successfully while doing it.
Right.
And I got other places to be. I'm sorry.
Again, if
Okay.
you're already on bus, if you want to continue busing,
Yeah, we can take the bus.
bus to Takara. If you're interested, Rocco, or you can decline the offer.
Yeah, I'll take it.
All right. It is a very tasty fusion restaurant. It is ramen tacos.
It is certainly a fusion.
So
Oh,
they,
oh my god, that needs to be a real thing.
it is a real thing, unfortunately.
It is a real thing.
It's not as cool in real life as you are saying it. Let me explain what ramen tacos are. So it's not the shell is ramen. The shell is a corn-like material that's utilized.
No,
for
I know.
They put the ramen in it because there's no
Ramen
meat.
noodles in it,
And
yeah.
it's got like beef flavored broth. Okay, yeah, it's
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but you don't go there. You don't go there for the ramen taco. You go there for their takoyaki, which are just habaneros stuffed with octopus and then rolled up with batter.
and
So
just so there are no illusions.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got an entire write-up page, and there's a lovely family that runs the place.
This is so to put it in context, I am a person that will literally put soup in a tortilla and eat it.
I put spaghetti on peanut butter sandwiches, so I mean, I'm pretty about that too.
oh my god,
Why are you the way that
sounds
you
like
are?
a nightmare.
Why are you the way that you are?
So peanut butter has a sweet, kind of salty taste
It's a
to
bit
it,
of the
and
tism,
then
I
spaghetti
think.
has a sweet, kind of tangy taste to it. I don't know what it is. I just like the fusion of these
I'm
two
gonna-
things.
I'm
It's
gonna
like
tell you,
bananas
John,
and tomato sauce.
you're not gonna
Yeah.
sell me on this.
I don't know if I would be a fan of bananas and tomatoes.
Y'all fucking weird.
You said peanut butter spaghetti sandwich?
Yeah.
I would
I-
try that.
When I was living less than paycheck to paycheck, I was crackers and ketchup. So
Yeah. When I
whatever
was
works.
when I
right?
was a child living in poverty, I'd have ketchup sandwiches. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
bread tastes great, but so does ketchup. I make Tabasco popsicles. Okay, enough about me being malnourished.
Anyway,
Um,
let's get Roger in a dumpster.
You guys go
Um,
to the
Yes.
Kabuki. It's a very great time. And then Thorn, based on your persuasion roll earlier, you do spend the evening with her, and you would note that whatever happened outside was kind of brought to completion by a retreat.
Completion.
No, this was definitely. So this was wordplay. You see what I did? I said it was like a pull out.
Yeah.
At the end.
So what does he have to roll
The-
for STD?
He might have a contraceptive implant, so maybe I don't know. That's helpful. But the point is what I'm trying to say is, in a suggestive manner, Kang Tao retreated. It looks like several scabs died, based on what you can tell when you're kind of re-entering the place, because you don't see those.
Well, it's either by me or by Kang Tao is gonna happen. So
Yeah.
So sad.
You're pretty sure that
So-
the numbers of the scabs were able to kind of force the Kang Tao to
Yeah.
retreat. So
that whole third floor.
your persuasion roll is successful, and you do have a good time with her. But what you find out is who she is. So Diva is the leader of a scab gang that has segmented itself and is holding resistance to efforts by an individual named Alpha in taking over the scabs. Now, out of character, above table, in a meta kind of universe, it is the assumption of the Run the Block kids that Alpha is dead. I am highlighting now in this game, Alpha is not dead. But it doesn't
Good.
matter.
I like that.
It's like me saying my name is Khan Noonien Soong and you having to go Google that in your Star Trek Into Darkness. Okay, it is not a reference for you. It is a reference for others.
And I'm sure Thorn will very helpfully mention that when he's bragging about his night at some point to somebody.
And what you'll note too about her specific scab group is they also do drug trafficking. They also do gun running.
Couldn't told by that table.
She's very into a lot of things, and one thing she kind of like while you're hanging out with her, and stuff that we're not going to describe, but stuff we can all consider in our heads.
Playing
They're
chess,
playing
knitting,
chess, they're knitting.
playing Settlers of Catan.
A couple games ago.
Really dexterous, things that make you use your fingers a lot.
Oh no.
Bobby would be proud.
Yeah. Okay.
Point is you have a great time with her, and if you would like to add her to your relationships as a friend
Mhm.
and also as a love affair, that would be fine.
Mhm.
Ooh,
All right, that's where we'll end for the evening. Thanks
Scandal.
for watching those that did, and we will see you on Monday. I believe we have another one coming up on Monday, so check that out. See you then. Oh, and Sunday, obviously, we got another block. Have a good night.